A convenience store cashier snaps at our protagonist, saying, "Not that one? How many times do I have to tell you?" He explains that he wants that one, the one he always gets, the blue one. Our hero has also worked as a designated driver. At night, in the back seat of the car, a visibly drunk passenger talks about how young people today should use their time to achieve things to put on their resumes. And well, it can't get any worse. Our protagonist has also been a children's party mascot. While he falls to the ground dressed as a frog, two children laugh and tell him to move. Now, at the doctor's office, he questions if his skin should be that color. The doctor comments that his reaction is fascinating. Our hero, exhausted, questions if that was all he earned for the month. Indignant, he recalls working construction that morning. But that was all he had earned? Our poor protagonist reflects on how difficult life can be, even after all the hard work. He comments that his suit is ruined. Then, his phone rings. He wonders who it is. Then, a woman asks if he is responsible for Mal-suk Kim. And well, we finally get to know this wretch. His name is Gyeon-woo Kim, and he is 20 years old. Then, Gyeon-woo Kim confirms that it is him and asks who's calling. The woman on the phone introduces herself as Jaeon Ma, the teacher of the first grade, 3rd class. Jaeon Ma says she was calling to tell him something. Suddenly, our hero stops in the middle of the street and freezes. He asks the woman to repeat what she said. Our protagonist whispers, shocked, asking if Mal-suk really murdered one of her classmates. He asks if it was just one classmate or if there was another victim. But then, the woman explains that it was just a small misunderstanding between the children. Gyeon-woo Kim, laughing awkwardly, says, of course he doesn't know what he was talking about. Jaeon Ma admits that, to be frank, that was not the main reason for the call. She asks him not to take what she's about to say personally. Jaeon Ma comments that the drawings Mal-suk has been doing in art class are strange. The child's drawing depicts a girl in a red dress amidst flames, squeezing several people who are apologizing to her. And further down, in a well full of skulls, she lifts her brother. Gyeon-woo Kim laughs nervously on the phone. Jaeon Ma comments that, as Mal-suk's mother passed away last year, she must be having emotional difficulties. She suggests that he pay a visit to their house and asks when he would be available. The poor brother walks down the stairs of a building while asking incredulously if she wants to go to their house. Suddenly, a goat smiles, appearing in front of him. Gyeon-woo Kim, shocked, says no and screams. He begs to be released and says he can't, screaming. Gyeon-woo Kim, inside a cave, screams desperately amidst several goats. The woman asks Gyeon-woo Kim not to shout, asking him to think of Mal-suk. Then, our hero is surrounded by goats that eat his money. He screams, asking the goats not to take his money. But then, the woman still on the call asks, "Huh, your money?" As if that wasn't enough, bats appear to liven up the mood even more. Gyeon-woo Kim, desperate, tries to speak on the phone. He abruptly says goodbye to the person on the phone, saying that he needs to go. Gyeon-woo Kim shouts for Mal-suk Kim, still desperate, while still surrounded by goats. He begs her to do something about the goats. A horned girl, surrounded by demonic aliens, holds a baby and watches him at the doorway. The girl, accompanied by an octopus and a creature with an exposed brain, approaches Gyeon-woo Kim, who is in an environment with candles and occult symbols on the floor. Our hero questions the girl about what she is doing with the lights off and what she is holding. The girl looks at Gyeon-woo Kim with a blank stare. Then, a demonic figure roars. She orders them to capture him. Gyeon-woo Kim questions what is happening and asks the little demons to get off of him. Our hero, still immobilized, asks why they are covering his eyes. To be fair to Mal-suk, she wasn't always like this. When we were little, I just thought she had a strangely shaped head. Our hero, still a child, observes Mal-suk, who is reading a book. He comments to his mother that his sister's head looks strange. The mother strokes Mal-suk's head and questions if she laid her on her side too often as a baby. She asks her son to be nicer to his sister. Who knew she'd have horns? Who knew that the crooked spoons? Mal-suk observes bent spoons and says they are defective. The crooked spoons were the result of her supernatural powers. Who could have imagined that the black dog that kept appearing in the neighborhood? A reporter points, shocked, to a dog and comments that it has 3 heads. A Cerberus, perhaps? Gyeon-woo holds a picture frame with a photo of his mother. He says he couldn't believe his precious little sister would turn into...
Je suis Steve.
Objects fly through the air as lightning strikes the sky. Gyeonwoo Kim observes Mal-suk in the midst of the chaos. Our protagonist asks the girl who she is, and the girl simply replies that she is the demon lord. Well, our hero wasn't expecting that. Some time passes, and someone orders Gyeonwoo to get up. Mal-suk observes Gyeonwoo, who is tied up and blindfolded. She declares that it is time for Mal-suk to cook. Gyeonwoo, surprised, asks if she is going to cook and asks to be untied first. She's going to cook? Will she prepare steamed basilisk tail and droppings? Our hero asks. Mal-suk holds open a cookbook, displaying a grotesque illustration. Gyeonwoo, disgusted, comments that the dish looks disgusting. Mal-suk shows another dish from the book, zombie stew with mushrooms. Gyeonwoo shouts no. Mal-suk shows one more recipe, sewer rat soup. Then our protagonist comments that rat soup is even worse. The demon scratches his head, thoughtful, as he observes Mal-suk. Then, Mal-suk says that she has made a decision. The girl, carrying a huge piece of basilisk tail, declares that it will be steamed basilisk tail and droppings. Gyeonwoo begs her to stop. Mal-suk, now sitting on the floor with her brother, orders him to choose. Gyeonwoo flips through the cookbook. He mumbles, complaining that he can't read anything. Gyeonwoo looks at the recipes with an expression of horror. He comments that they all look horrible. Our protagonist, with a nervous smile, says the dishes look a bit strange and suggests they eat instant noodles. Mal-suk stares at him seriously and calls his name. Then Mal-suk jumps on Gyeonwoo's back and squeezes him tightly. She tells him to choose a recipe now. Gyeonwoo, breathless, coughs and begs Mal-suk to get off of him because he can't breathe. Our protagonist gets up abruptly and shouts out of patience, "That's enough." Gyeonwoo, irritated, says there's no way she's going to cook because he's the one who's going to clean up the mess afterwards. Pointing at Mal-suk, he exclaims that he has already worked 3 jobs that day. He says they can eat whatever leftovers are in the fridge. Mal-suk, with her back to him, watches Gyeonwoo. Gyeonwoo questions Mal-suk about what kind of trouble she is getting into at school since the teacher called him. Gyeonwoo, irritated, reminds her that they promised to try to live like a normal family, even if it was just the two of them. He asks Mal-suk, frustrated, why she needs to cause so much trouble. Big mistake. Apparently, it's not so good to yell at a demon lord like that. Suddenly, lightning strikes the sky, illuminating the city. Dishes rattle inside a cupboard. Gyeonwoo and the demons are startled by a tremor and power outage. He asks what is going on. He watches the big demon and the little demons hiding, confused, and questions why they are hiding. A sign announces, "Breaking news." The news reports that tsunamis have been recorded in all seas, east, west, south, all of them. A tsunami warning has been issued for all affected areas, and people nearby need to evacuate immediately. Mount Edgecombe, located on Kruzof Island, Alaska, has erupted for the first time in 4,000 years. An unbelievable phenomenon is happening on a farm in France. Headless chickens are running away from the farm. Then, Gyeonwoo's cell phone vibrates. He shouts, "My cell phone!" Gyeonwoo, panicked, watches Mal-suk, who is now levitating all the objects in that room. The girl frowns, and with a frightening look, stares at our protagonist. Gyeonwoo, with a forced smile, says the lights should be back on soon. He mutters that he is very hungry. Excited, he exclaims that he is starving and needs to decide what to have for dinner soon. Then, Gyeonwoo, holding a demonic cookbook, asks, surprised, if he can choose anything from that book. Gyeonwoo, smiling, comments that now all the recipes look delicious, but the little girl is not excited for a second. Our hero, with the book open, asks who will prepare his meal that day. Gyeonwoo, dumbfounded that nothing he was trying was working, stares at Mal-suk. Then he mutters to Mal-suk that he would really like her to cook. Gyeonwoo asks Mal-suk with a smile if she will be his little chef. Then Mal-suk, after hearing this, changes her expression and stares at Gyeonwoo. Suddenly, the news reports that, at that moment, the tsunami warning issued for the east, west, and south seas has been lifted. Birds sing in a clear blue sky. Not only that, but the strange occurrences around the globe too. Mal-suk asks, "Chef?" Gyeonwoo replies, "Yes." Now in the kitchen, Gyunwoo exclaims that he has decided what to make. Hellfire-smoked kimchi fried rice. Gyunwoo laments not being able to read demonic writing and comments that he asked Mal-suk to choose the most basic recipe, questioning why the recipe illustration was torn. He tries to convince himself that everything will be fine. Gyunwoo exclaims, "Here we go!" and hands Mal-suk a toy knife, saying that she can use that knife as it is safe for children. Mal-suk stares at the knife. Then she says, "Magic sword!" Gyunwoo watches Mal-suk. He thinks, "Okay, now I feel really bad for some reason." Gyunwoo asks Mal-suk to cut the ham, please. Mal-suk nods. Then, our hero thinks, "Since it's kimchi fried rice, I'm sure there won't be any surprises, I hope." He also states that it's been a while, but he's ready to cook. Suddenly, Mal-suk cuts not only the ham, but the entire table with the toy knife. Gyunwoo watches, shocked. Mal-suk asks Gyunwoo, "Now what?" Gyunwoo, panicked, warns Mal-suk that she can't just cut the table in half. Mal-suk pats Gyunwoo's head, who is kneeling on the floor in despair, surrounded by broken eggs. He laments that the eggs are gone, and comments that it's not fried rice without eggs. Mal-suk, walking away, warns Gyunwoo that they have eggs. Then she returns, carrying a huge, demonic-looking egg. She says, "Here." Gyunwoo, horrified, asks what that is and where she got it from. Gyunwoo, while chopping onions, comments that it is necessary to cut the onions, scallions, and kimchi into small pieces. Our protagonist, cutting the basilisk's tail, explains that he also needs to cut the tail into edible portions. Gyunwoo instructs that the next step is to fry everything over medium heat. The ingredients are frying in a pan. Our hero explains that you have to cook the basilisk tail until it turns a nice caramel color. He says to add soy sauce, seaweed, and rice. Mal-suk, wearing a welding mask, prepares to finish the fried rice. The last step to complete the hellfire-smoked kimchi fried rice is... Suddenly, a jet of fire shoots out of a dragon's mouth. You need to smoke the dish with the dragon's breath. The fried rice is ready. The dish is smoking, and one of the eggs has an eye in the center. For those who want to make it at home, the hellfire-smoked kimchi fried rice recipe, for 2, is detailed. Ingredients include onion, scallion, kimchi, 1/3 basilisk tail, 1 small phoenix egg, 1 tablespoon soy sauce, blowtorch until burned, using dragon's breath, 2 bowls of rice, and a handful of seaweed. Gyunwoo stares, shocked, at the egg on the plate and exclaims, "The egg has an eye! It's alive!" Mal-suk, pouting, calls for Gyunwoo. Sad, she asks Gyunwoo why he is not eating. Our poor hero mumbles Mal-suk's name. With tears in his eyes, he eats the fried rice with great suffering. As he swallows that crap, he exclaims, "Worked so hard." Gyunwoo swallows the fried rice with difficulty. Mal-suk watches him in silence. Suddenly, something happens. Gyunwoo feels something different and wonders what is happening to his body. Several system warnings pop up in front of Gyunwoo, informing him that his stamina, health, vitality, and intelligence have increased. A new system warning pops up, informing him that demonic writing has been unlocked for 30 minutes. Gyunwoo looks at the cookbook and thinks, "Wait, this is that cookbook. A moment ago, I couldn't read anything." The hellfire-smoked kimchi fried rice recipe is shown, revealing rarity, effects, and ingredients, including the information that it restores HP. Our hero, surprised, exclaims, "Huh? Restores HP?" Then, holding the cookbook, he questions why the cookbook has video game stats and observes, shocked, a recipe that increases intelligence. Gyunwoo looks at the cover of the book, Chef Lucifer's Healthy Recipes, Hell's Wellness Kitchen. He questions, healthy recipes? Mal-suk, anxious, calls for Gyunwoo. She asks Gyunwoo if the food is good. Gyunwoo, sitting with his back to Mal-suk, pats her head. Mal-suk watches Gyunwoo. Some time passes, and under the light of the full moon, Gyunwoo declares, "It was all good. But my sister is a demon lord." Gyunwoo, lying on his stomach on the floor, cries out in pain as he is struck by Mal-suk in his sleep. Our protagonist wakes up and wonders who is talking so loud. Gyunwoo thinks he's heard that voice somewhere before. A female voice asks if anyone is home and calls for help. Then he gets out of bed and asks the person to wait a minute. He wonders where the sound is coming from. Gyunwoo walks towards the sound, which seems to be coming from behind the door. Shocked, he exclaims, "No way!" In a panic, a girl screams for something to get away. The girl becomes desperate and begs, saying that these clothes are new. She screams in despair. Jaeon-ma, surrounded by two goats, asks if anyone is home and asks to be saved. Jaeon-ma, 25 years old, Mal-suk's teacher, then the poor teacher cries out, "Mommy!" through her tears. Gaeon-woo, eyes wide, shouts, "Help! I'm screwed!" Meanwhile, Mal-suk continues to sleep peacefully in bed. Some time passes, and 3 demonic goats break down the door trying to invade the house. The poor teacher wonders what those goats are doing there. Jaeon-ma, an elementary school teacher, cries as she cleans goat hair off her blouse. Yeon-woo, scratching his head, comments that he doesn't know what's going on. Then, the teacher starts commenting on her situation. She says that the whole kitchen is charred. The kitchen is destroyed. There are bats flying everywhere. The hallway is dark and gloomy. Suddenly, she takes our hero's hand and says it must have been horrible for the two of them to live in a place like that. Jaeon-ma squeezes his hand tightly and expresses compassion for the situation he and Mal-suk are in. Gaeon-woo, blushing, says it's okay, as long as Mal-suk grows up healthy and well. The teacher, showing concern for their health, asks what she usually eats and says that her health should be their priority. Geon-woo comments that she seems like a very caring person. Mal-suk, irritated, grits her teeth. The demon lord is furious. Mal-suk approaches a closet, furious. Inside the closet, the larger, fluffy demon and the smaller demons tremble in fear. Yeon-woo asks Jaeon-ma if this is her first time as a teacher. Jaeon-ma confirms, stating that yes, it is her first time. She explains that because it's her first time, she wants to get to know her students better. Jaeon-ma admits that she's having a hard time building a close connection with Mal-suk, speculating it's because she's not a very good teacher yet. She comments that it's sometimes hard to understand children. Gaeon-woo compliments her, saying that she has the right attitude to be an excellent teacher. Suddenly, our little demon lord appears, calling for the teacher. Mal-suk shows a box of crayons and tells the teacher to play with her. Jaeon-ma agrees and asks what she would like to do. Meanwhile, Geon-woo cowers in fear, thinking that this crayon box is some kind of satanic toy that would possibly take the teacher to another dimension and shake the world. Mal-suk shows the crayons to Jaeon-ma. Jaeon-ma understands that Mal-suk wants her to draw something and suggests they draw together. Jaeon-ma asks if she can use that drawing pad. Mal-suk nods. Geon-woo, in the background, wonders why he has a bad feeling about this. Mal-suk asks Gaeon-woo if he's not going to bring fruit for Miss M.A. Gaeon-woo, surprised, says he got distracted. Then he offers apples to Miss Ma. Jaeon-ma appreciates Gaeon-woo's kindness. The teacher praises Mal-suk's drawing, saying it's a beautiful robot drawing. Geon-woo, watching Mal-suk and Jaeon-ma interacting, wonders if he's worrying for nothing. Then Mal-suk invites Jaeon-ma to play. The little girl suggests drawing a Grim Reaper and an alien. Geon-woo, watching Mal-suk happy next to the teacher, thinks he had no idea Mal-suk liked her teacher so much. As he walks away, our protagonist wonders where he put the apples. Then, Mal-suk turns her face. She suggests they do a speed drawing. Jaeon-ma, confused, asks what speed drawing is. Mal-suk explains the rules of speed drawing. She will say what Jaeon-ma needs to draw, and the teacher will have less than a minute to do it. If she fails, she becomes her subordinate. Jaeon-ma is impressed with Mal-suk's vocabulary and asks where she learned the word subordinate. She asks what she should draw. The poor teacher suggests drawing a rabbit or a puppy. Mal-suk orders her to draw an apple, a centipede, a goat, an octopus, a brain, an eyeball hammer, monkey brains, a boa constrictor, a spider, a goblin, a shield, a sword, an eyeball, a bat, a skull, and 340 other absurd things. Mal-suk orders, "Begin!" and Jaeon-ma panics. Jaeon-ma wonders what came after the octopus. Mal-suk helps her while drawing a satanic symbol on the floor, saying it's a brain. Jaeon-ma, nervous, asks what comes next. Mal-suk replies that it's an eyeball hammer. Jaeon-ma is startled by something that appears beside her. Then, back comes our hero, animated, with beautiful bunny-shaped apple slices that he prepared. scared. He comments that they're perfect. Gyeonwoo tells Miss Ma that she must have spent a lot of energy playing with Mal-suk and invites her to eat the apple slices. Then Jaeon-ma celebrates his return, saying it was perfect timing. The poor thing proudly shows off the drawings she made for Mal-suk and asks if they didn't turn out great. Gyeonwoo, frightened, comments that they were playing speed drawing. Panicked, he says they're going straight to the demon world and looks at Mal-suk apprehensively. Scared, he calls out to Jaeon-ma and warns her that she needs to get out of there. Jaeon-ma explains that she was so focused on the drawings that she didn't notice the floor. Meanwhile, our hero frantically erases a magic circle drawn on the floor. Gyeonwoo calls out to Mal-suk, irritated. Then, Mal-suk suggests playing hide-and-seek. Jaeon-ma, surprised, asks if they're going to play hide-and-seek there. Mal-suk wants to play hide-and-seek right now? Thinks our hero. Then, Gyeonwoo thinks quickly and says, maybe it would have been better if they had finished their conversation at a cafe. He says he doesn't have a good feeling about this. Jaeon-ma suggests that they stay and have fun with Mal-suk. She offers to be the seeker. Gyeonwoo hesitates, but Jaeon-ma insists that it's been a long time since he's played that game and that it will be fun. Mal-suk watches him with a frightening look. So, he thinks fast once again and warns them to hide in a good spot because he's going to start counting now. Jaeon-ma whispers to Mal-suk, asking her where she's going to hide and if the little girl can show her a good hiding place. Gyeonwoo warns that he'll count to 60. Then, he starts counting. Jaeon-ma, being pushed by the little girl, asks if Mal-suk wants her to go that way. Mal-suk pushes Jaeon-ma towards a closet. She tells Jaeon-ma that she can hide in there, guaranteeing that no one will hear her breathe. Jaeon-ma agrees and chooses that spot as her hiding place. Mal-suk smiles mischievously. Then, our poor protagonist finishes counting and announces that he is coming to get them. Suddenly, our hero hears the poor teacher commenting that it's cozy in there and wondering if Mal-suk isn't going to hide too. Gyeonwoo, hearing the voice coming from the kitchen, deduces that they must be in there. Miss Ma screams, feeling tickled. Then, Gyeonwoo cautiously opens the kitchen door and hears the teacher questioning what the sharp needles she found in there are for. Our hero, looking around, comments that he didn't think there would be anywhere to hide in the kitchen. Well, Miss Ma is simply being trapped inside a medieval torture device as Mal-suk closes the door. The poor thing asks her to close it tightly so Gyeonwoo can't find her. Then, our hero, desperate, appears and begs her not to close the device. Gyeonwoo, desperate, yells for Jaeon-ma to get out of there, warning that it's dangerous. The teacher, irritated, calls out to Gyeonwoo, saying it's a child's game and that he should have waited longer to find her. Gyeonwoo tries to explain himself, but Mal-suk interrupts him with a furious look. And after that, 3 dice with the number 666 roll on a table. The player is cursed if the sum of the numbers is 18. They are jacks with eyeballs that contain the ghost of some unknown person. It's a demonic paper fortune teller. The so-called Mal-suk's games continued, but they were all a failure. And then, to get rid of Jaeon, Mal-suk had to resort to her trump card. Mal-suk holds her rag doll. The doll's name is Catherine, the voodoo doll, rank SSS+. Catherine, the voodoo doll, has already terrified all the inhabitants of the underworld. Once a name is inscribed on Catherine, a curse is activated. Then, the sinister demonic girl asks, "Name?" Jaeon asks if Mal-suk wants her to write a name on the doll. Jaeon-ma thinks, saying, "Let's see." The teacher offers to write the name, saying she has very good handwriting. Then, going against all of Mal-suk's expectations, Jaeon-ma begins to write her name. Mal-suk. Mal-suk stares at her in amazement. Then Jaeon finishes by showing the full name, Mal-suk Kim. She comments that she even drew a heart and asks if it didn't look nice. Meanwhile, the doll, a completely inanimate object, starts to feel cold. Jaeon-ma asks Mal-suk what she would like to do now. Suddenly, Mal-suk collapses to the floor unconscious. Jaeon-ma stares at her, confused. The little girl's HP bar is at 0, while a purple energy emanates from the doll. Jaeon-ma worries and cries out for her. Jaeon-ma says that Mal-suk suddenly passed out and asks what happened. She asks the little girl to say something. The demon lord has been defeated. Then, some time passes, and Jayon Ma says goodbye to Mal Suk, saying that it was fun playing with her and that they will meet again at school. Upon hearing this, Mal Suk exclaims for her not to come near as she emanates a dark energy. Gyeonwoo, confused, asks if she hates the teacher that much. Mal Suk looks away and says that Miss Ma keeps worrying about them. She says that Miss Ma acts like she's their mother, but she's not. Mal Suk, holding Gyeonwoo's hand, says that he needs to eat something first. Then our hero begins to reminisce about the times when his mother was still alive. What happened to your face? You're coughing a lot, Gyeonwoo. Are you sick? My sweet Gyeonwoo. It must be so hard for you because mommy is sick all the time. Nice story, huh? But suddenly, Mal Suk breaks the mood and asks her to let go of her hand. Gyeonwoo pats her head and tells her not to be silly. He says they should go in and that he thinks they need a little more time to play. Mal Suk, surprised, says, yes, more time to play. Then, she suggests to her brother that they play speed drawing. Gyeonwoo, confused, questions, what? Suddenly, leaves fall around them as a blue energy crackles. A powerful energy concentrates on the floor. Gyeonwoo wonders what is happening. Frightened, he asks himself what the hell that is. Mal Suk hugs Gyeonwoo. He asks if she's in a bad mood. Gyeonwoo, looking at Mal Suk, thinks, Mal Suk isn't doing this. Then a huge beam of blue energy cuts through the skies. Mal Suk steps in front of her brother and shields him from the strong energy. Suddenly, a message says that the coordinates are 2022 BX271. Gyeonwoo, confused, mutters, M28? An imposing figure emanates blue energy. Gyeonwoo stares in astonishment. Mal Suk is analyzed by a system, which identifies her as a target. The system confirms the target as Exterminator 28, the main instigator of the world's ruin. A message indicates the target as Demon Lord Mal Suk Kim. Then the robot continues, initiating procedure to eliminate. But as if that wasn't random enough, Exterminator 28 explodes, revealing a blue-haired girl inside. The girl falls to the ground, unconscious. Gyeonwoo and Mal Suk are startled by the fall of the blue-haired girl. Our protagonist, confused, wonders what is going on. Gyeonwoo asks his sister if she's her friend. Mal Suk kicks her, asking who she is, scolding her for scaring her. Well, our hero concludes that she must not be her friend. Meanwhile, two children are playing on the playground. Gyeonwoo decides to tie the blue-haired girl to the playground equipment. As he ties the girl up, he wonders what is going on, as she simply appeared out of nowhere in a flash of light. Gyeonwoo recalls the sudden appearance of Exterminator 28, who started talking nonsense about eliminating Mal Suk, and that soon after the girl collapsed to the ground. Gyeonwoo looks at the blue-haired girl's neck and wonders, 0% battery. He notices a USB 3.2 Gen 3 port on the back of her neck and wonders why there's a USB port on the back of her neck. Gyeonwoo asks Mal Suk if she really doesn't know that girl, if she's not her classmate or something. He asks her if she remembers making enemies anywhere. Then Mal Suk counts on her fingers how many enemies she's made and says there aren't enough fingers. She states that the girl is not one of them. Gyeonwoo questions Mal Suk, making sure it's the first time she's seen the girl. Our hero explains that he tied the girl up, but questions if it's really safe to leave her like that. Mal Suk confirms that it is. She says that this is a death maze. Even if the android girl wakes up, she won't bother them. This is punishment for interrupting her fun time. Then suddenly, amidst all this chaos, a neighbor asks what the tenant of room 101 is doing there. A woman carrying groceries and a bottle of wine asks if he is playing with Mal Suk. The woman asks Gyeonwoo not to forget to pay the rent for the month. The woman, visibly drunk, introduces herself as Aryum Han, 37 years old, owner of Wangma Villa and cryptocurrency investor. Aryum offers ice cream to Mal Suk, saying she would buy her 100 if she wanted. Gyeonwoo, surprised, comments that she's been drinking as usual. Aryum explains herself, saying she couldn't resist and that she made a lot of money that day. She confesses that she may have had too much to drink, and that, as she was going down to the basement, she thought she saw some goats. Aryum continues, saying that on top of that, the basement turned into a cave. Gyeonwoo, dumbfounded, comments that she drank too much. Suddenly, lightning strikes the playground, startling Gyeonwoo. A blue energy crackles around the blue-haired girl. The system indicates that Exterminator 28 has been rebooted. Exterminator 28, now reactivated, declares that she must eliminate her. And as if things couldn't get any worse, the two children who were playing on the playground comment that they untied the girl and recharged her batteries. Well, the playground starts to crack. The playground falls apart, with the energy emanating from Exterminator 28. As she walks towards our protagonists, she yells, "Demon Lord, Mal-suk Kim!" Our hero yells at the kids for releasing the android girl. Arayam Han watches and comments that everything is blurry, complaining about the lights flashing in front of her. The blue-haired girl gets up. She introduces herself as Professor Corner Yang's greatest creation and a member of the human resistance. The girl identifies herself as Exterminator 28. She reveals that she was sent from the future and came from the future to stop the demon lord, Mal-suk Kim, from destroying the planet, eliminating her as a child. She claims that this would alter the course of history. Gyeonwoo asks if she's really saying that she came from the future. Incredulous, he asks if Mal-suk is going to destroy the world. Mal-suk watches everything, sucking on a popsicle. Exterminator 28 warns that when the demon lord truly awakens, all hope for humanity will be lost forever. She describes the bleak future that awaits. There is no more freedom to ask for sauce on the side. The only ice cream is mint chocolate chip. Pineapple is a topping on every pizza. Buildings have crumbled to rubble. The streets are riddled with cracks, and half of the human race has been wiped out. Then, Gyeonwoo interrupts Exterminator 28 and comments that he likes pineapple on pizza. The blue-haired girl laments that her professor, who had a heart of gold, was killed at the hands of the demon lord while defending her. Then, she clenches her fist and says she will destroy the demon lord. She states that she will destroy the demon lord before her true powers awaken. The girl declares that she will save humanity. Gyeonwoo is shocked by the girl's words. Then, our protagonist says, "Hold on." Gyeonwoo, Arayam Han, and the children watch him. Only the sound of the wind could be heard. Gyeonwoo, staring at the girl with a somber look, questions the girl about her claim that she came from the future. He asks the girl if she's telling the truth. Then our poor hero, with a lottery ticket in hand, asks what the winning lottery numbers are for that week. The blue-haired girl is dumbfounded. Gyeonwoo, saddened by this reaction, demands that the girl give him some proof that she really came from the future. The girl refuses, claiming that sharing this information could create a time paradox. Gyeonwoo says he knew the girl couldn't tell him the lottery numbers. He questions how he's supposed to believe all that nonsense about Mal-suk destroying the planet. The girl gets irritated and says he's doing a good job raising Mal-suk. She asks him to believe her and says that soon humanity will... Well, this wretch doesn't care anymore. He just interrupts the girl by plugging his cell phone into the USB port on the back of her neck. He comments that she must really be a robot because his phone is charging really fast. The girl is stunned by the electric shock and reintroduces herself as Professor Jang's greatest creation and shouts, "I am Exterminator from the future 28. I must fulfill my mission to save humanity." Gyeonwoo, confused, asks if she connects to Wi-Fi. Meanwhile, Mal-suk offers her ice cream. The blue-haired girl says that he hasn't seen the true form of the demon lord yet. She says she's not surprised he doesn't believe her. The girl states that Gyeonwoo won't be able to deny it when she shows him. Then, she fires a blue beam of energy upwards. Our protagonist wonders what that is. The blue-haired girl states that this is the dire state of the world caused by the demon lord. This is the future that awaits all humans. Meanwhile, Arayam Han watches the blue beam of energy and comments that it's a pretty light and that she wants to sit down. Then, she projects a hologram of a sinister future. Successful domination of Uido. Component placement. Kill all rebel forces on sight. A kaiju is destroying everything while the poor people are running around like headless chickens. Gyeonwoo, incredulous, thinks, "No way." Then he asks the android, "Are you saying that Mal-suk did all this?" The android girl with the straightest face says, "That's right." Then Gyeonwoo comments, "It even looks fake." As Mal-suk enjoys an ice cream cone, she comments, "It's glorious." What a glorious world. A world where Gyeonwoo doesn't have to work. Then the android lunges at the little girl, asking if she has any idea of the suffering she has caused humanity. The android comments that if she didn't exist, no one would have suffered, and this world would have had a different future. Eyes Glowing, the android declares, "If I eliminate you, most of humanity, even the professor, will still be alive." Gyeonwoo and Mal-suk stare at the android as she gets to her feet. The android, determined, prepares a powerful punch and says, "Bring back the professor." "Demon Lord!" She unleashes fast and powerful blows at Mal-suk. However, Mal-suk, with a bored look on her face, dodges all of her blows. Then she asks for another mint chocolate chip ice cream. The android takes aim at Mal-suk and, with a furious look, warns that she will not let her escape. Mal-suk, oblivious to the imminent threat, continues to enjoy her ice cream as if nothing is happening. Then, the android locks onto her prey and warns that the coordinates have been locked. With her hand charged with energy, the android prepares to attack, exclaiming, "Exterminate!" Energy gathers in the android's hand as she takes aim at Mal-suk, coldly declaring, "Target!" Realizing the danger Mal-suk is in, Gyeonwoo panics and begs the android to stop the attack before it's too late. Without listening to Gyeonwoo's pleas, the android fires a giant beam of energy towards Mal-suk. A colossal boom shakes the playground. The android's beam hits the ground hard, causing a devastating explosion. The impact of the explosion startles Mal-suk and causes her to drop her ice cream on the ground. Gyeonwoo, shocked and covered in dust from the explosion, watches. A truck is on fire. One of the kids comments that it's really hot. Mal-suk laments that she dropped the other half. Gyeonwoo looks at the destroyed truck and comments that there's a hole in it. The android approaches Mal-suk and says that she didn't expect her to dodge the attack. She states that Mal-suk truly is the Demon Lord, even if she hasn't awakened yet. The android transforms, emanating a powerful blue aura. Full power! The android charges energy in her hand. Exterminator 28, the android prepares to attack. Limiter off! The android swiftly moves behind Mal-suk. Our little Demon Lord comments that it's been more than 3 seconds since the popsicle fell, and that she can't eat it anymore. Gyeonwoo screams for Mal-suk, panicked. He begs for Mal-suk to run. Then the girl goes completely out of her mind, furious. She comments, "That was Mal-suk's ice cream." She says that it's been more than 3 seconds and that she can't eat the ice cream anymore. Gyeonwoo watches in horror and cries out for Mal-suk. Mal-suk faces the android and says, "That was my ice cream." Well, Mal-suk unleashes a devastating blow on the android. She demands another ice cream. Meanwhile, the android ends up smashing the rest of the truck with the impact, her life bar showing HP 0. The Demon Lord is furious. The android, still dazed, looks at the chaos around her and murmurs in shock, "You destroyed humanity." Mal-suk, with an icy glare, approaches the android. The android, still trying to process the situation, questions how Mal-suk can casually ask for ice cream after everything she's done. Mal-suk states that she had been annoying her for a while. Mal-suk glares at her, pointing her finger at the android and exclaims, "Exterminator 28. Then, the android, lifting a truck, mutters, "Demon Lord Mal-suk Kim," and throws the truck at her, shouting, "I will eliminate you." Our Demon Lord dodges and exclaims, "You are making Mal-suk angry." But then she looks back and sees that the truck is about to fall on top of her brother. Gyeonwoo, confused about the situation, mutters, "Huh?" The android, panicked, watches the truck falling towards Gyeonwoo and cries out in despair, "Oh no!" The android begs Gyeonwoo to get out of the way. The android watches in shock as Mal-suk steps in front of the truck to protect Gyeonwoo. She thinks incredulous, "The Demon Lord is protecting a human?" Then Mal-suk punches the truck, stopping it from crushing Gyeonwoo. She throws the truck away, causing even more destruction in the street. Gyeonwoo falls to the ground, dazed. Then he gets up, worried, and asks for Mal-suk. He despairs, asking if she is hurt. Then she looks at her big brother with a huge bump on her head and returns his question, asking if he is okay. Gyeonwoo asks Mal-suk if she's all right while shaking her. He points out that the truck hit her head and went flying. Mal-suk shows the bump on her head and comments that she feels dizzy. Gyeonwoo scolds his sister, asking her what she was thinking trying to stop a truck like that, and saying that they need to take her to the doctor. Mal-suk Mal-suk hates doctors. While hugging Gyunwoo, she asks him to kiss the bump so that it will get better. Gyunwoo states that they should still go to the doctor, but that Mal-suk doesn't want to go. Then, Mal-suk looks back, and the children who were there are scared to death, while the drunk woman is there, on all fours, completely hallucinating, saying that a truck just flew and that she's seeing things. Then, the android panics and shouts, "Demon Lord!" The android approaches Mal-suk, sparks of energy emanating from her. Gyeonwoo protects Mal-suk from the android, yelling at her to stay away and challenging her to lay a finger on Mal-suk. The android yells for him to stop, saying she won't fall for it. Then she faces Mal-suk and questions him. "Are you the ruthless and brutal Demon Lord? Why did you do that?" The android says she has never heard anything so ridiculous. To her, it is unbelievable that the Demon Lord would put himself in danger to protect a human. The android accuses the Demon Lord of killing the professor. To her, this is how he shows his evil. She orders the Demon Lord to stop pretending to be good and show his true colors. Suddenly, a powerful lightning bolt strikes the city. A gust of wind sweeps through the area. Our hero, confused, comments that the weather has changed suddenly and wonders if this could be what he's thinking. The sky lights up again with lightning. Mal-suk, head down, quickly changes her expression and says that the android talks too much. Mal-suk then decides to end the conversation. She comments that the android interrupted her playtime with Gyunwoo. She made her drop her ice cream. Because of her, now Mal-suk has to go to the hospital. The android, feeling the fury of the little demon lord, is frightened by the powerful presence that surrounds her. Mal-suk, irritated, exclaims that Gyunwoo almost got hurt too. Then the android, in shock, thinks, "There's no doubt. She is the demon lord. Professor Jang was right." The android, fist clenched, decides it's time to end this once and for all. She is going to take revenge on the Demon Lord for the professor. But Gyunwoo intervenes, asking his sister not to do anything because he's fine. The android, confused, watches as Gyunwoo holds Mal-suk's hand. In the background, our protagonist says that no one should hit or hurt others after all. "You're a good girl, right?" After that, Mal-suk completely changes her expression and nods. She replies, "Yes, Mal-suk is a good girl." The android, increasingly confused, thinks, "The Demon Lord is obeying a human." The poor thing crashes, her system overloaded. "Error, error, system overload." The blue-haired girl, eyes spinning, wonders what is going on and thinks, "The Demon Lord should be ruthless and brutal. Error, 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 error." Gyunwoo, desperate, asks to speak to the exterminator. He tries to explain that there's been some kind of misunderstanding and that Mal-suk is a good girl, unlike her. He corrects himself, realizing he might have said too much. Exterminator 28 goes into total meltdown. "Malfunction. I can't comprehend the Demon Lord's actions." She collapses to the ground, unconscious. The android murmurs, her voice weak. "Forgive me, Professor. I was supposed to protect humanity." Gyunwoo, concerned, wonders if she's passed out again and if she's out of battery again. Mal-suk, tugging at her brother's shirt, says she's hungry. The android remains passed out, sparks of energy emanating from her. After this great adventure, Gyunwoo asks if they should go home. Mal-suk agrees. The next day, the elephant-shaped alarm clock rings. Mal-suk smashes the alarm clock, irritated, and orders it to stop ringing. Mal-suk wakes up and gets out of bed. She demands Gyunwoo make breakfast, but she looks to the side and her poor brother isn't there. Mal-suk looks at a note left by Gyunwoo. The note reads, "Good morning, Mal-suk. I don't think I can take you to school today because I got called in for work. Sorry. Make breakfast. Make sure you eat breakfast. Sorry again." Signed, Gyunwoo. The Demon Lord is speechless. And then, the day dawns cloudy. Children say goodbye in front of the school. Areum Han, walking to school, looks at the cloudy sky and wonders if it's going to rain. Mal-suk walks towards the school, a somber expression on her face. The sky darkens, and Mal-suk's aura intensifies, frightening everyone around her. Mal-suk arrives at school in the worst mood possible. The school trembles. Mal-suk sits at her desk, irritated. The other students murmur. One of her classmates wonders what's wrong this time. Then they move away from Mal-suk. A student warns them not to look at Mal-suk and reminds them what happened to Haemin, another of Mal-suk's classmates. One day, poor Haemin complimented Mal-suk's horned tiara, but there are no openings for affection in the evil field of our demon lord. The girl was just being nice, but Mal-suk headbutted her, so she had to leave school early. One of the students comments that her mother said Mal-suk lives in the basement of Ji-hoon's mother's village house, alone with her brother. Then the other classmate points to a student who is trembling with fear and comments that he is so scared he can't say a word. He states that the poor boy must be terrified of Mal-suk. Ji-hoon Han, son of Aryum Han, watches Mal-suk, finding her amazing and beautiful. He admires her, as always. Then, someone enters the room and greets everyone. Jaeon-ma, Mal-suk's teacher, enters the room greeting the class. Mal-suk growls upon hearing such nonsense. The teacher says it's a wonderful day for learning. Then she asks for the class's attention, as there is a new transfer student. Jaeon-ma invites the new student to enter, and well, the new student is simply the blue-haired girl who enters the room crushing her own robotic hand tightly. The teacher asks the student to say her name. Then, the girl says her name is Teo, and that she has come to save humanity. Staring at Mal-suk, she confirms that the school infiltration operation was a success. Mal-suk watches Teo with a furious look. Teo says she knew she could identify the Demon Lord's location by tracking the database. She was astonished to see the Demon Lord putting herself in danger to protect a human, and even more, obeying one. The girl assumes there must be a mistake in the database. Then, she says that she will check everything again with her own eyes. Suddenly, the teacher asks the students to welcome Teo. The students wonder who she is. One student praises Teo's last name. Another asks how she is so tall and comments that her arms seem to be made of metal. A third student compliments her. The robot thanks them and says she hopes they can get along. But it is then that Teo sets eyes on the Demon Lord, and in shock, she wonders why Mal-suk is sitting like that. Then, a student warns her not to look at Mal-suk the wrong way, as she is very strange. The student whispers that Mal-suk acts scary, so no one wants to be friends with her. She says everyone avoids getting close to Mal-suk. And well, to her surprise, Teo is astonished and shouts, asking if the Demon Lord is really an outcast in that reality. Then, the school bell rings. The teacher asks everyone to sit in their places. She warns them that they will have math class. Jaeon-ma says they will warm up their brains, and for that, she asks how many pieces of fruit they will have if they have 1 apple and 1 pineapple. She asks Teo to try to answer. To make it easier, the teacher asks, 1 fruit plus 1 fruit equals, and well, the robot has an immense database and is absurdly more intelligent than the teacher herself. So she says, 1 plus 1, child's play, the answer is. Teo releases an absurd database and starts making calculations beyond human comprehension. She says that therefore 2 is the correct answer. Then the students are impressed. One student asks what all that means and what happened. The students applaud Teo. The girl says that was nothing after all, she is Professor Jang's greatest creation. Then the teacher moves on to the next question. If you have 7 stuffed elephants and 4 of them disappeared, how many stuffed animals are left? The teacher asks if Mal-suk would like to try to solve the problem. Mal-suk asks who took her stuffed elephant and says she will have no mercy. But the teacher ignores her and asks if Mal-suk likes elephants and praises their cuteness. Teo wonders why Mal-suk is acting that way. Suddenly, a classmate tells Teo that she had already warned her that Mal-suk is strange and that she is a complete idiot. The classmate says that compared to Teo, Mal-suk is a complete loser. The cyborg wonders, compared to me? Then, some time passes, and the teacher announces that in language class, they will write a short poem using the word umbrella in any way they want. Then, a student warns that Teo has already finished. The teacher is surprised by Teo's speed and reads the poem she wrote about an umbrella. Umbrella, new children's umbrella for sale. And this is also a silent cry. Waving to the cloudy sky, an eternal umbrella of nostalgia. Do not discard a broken umbrella. The teacher comments that she thinks she has heard that poem before. Then, Jaeon-ma asks if Mal-suk could show hers as well. And well, Mal-suk shows her poem, Umbrella. If there were no umbrellas in the world, there would be no colds for girls and boys. More time passes, and the teacher suggests they play a little alphabet game and asks them to think of any word that comes to mind that starts with the letter D. Teo thinks of several words with the letter D. Dance, delight, diamond, disagreement, diary, desire, dynamic, design, diameter, disappear, and well, it's better I stop here or I'll drive you crazy. It is then that the furious Malsuk looks at the teacher and exclaims, "Death!" Everyone stares at Malsuk, surprised by her answer. Teo says she has goosebumps and wonders what is wrong with her. She says Malsuk is really scary and that now she has goosebumps. Then Teo wonders if Professor Jang is seeing this and says that she is finally beating the Demon Lord in every aspect. Meanwhile, Teo shows her drawing. The students are impressed with Teo's artistic ability. One student says he has seen that painting in a museum. The girl vibrates, saying, "Long live the image generator," and well, she's simply loving it. She asks the Demon Lord how it feels to lose. Meanwhile, Malsuk draws in her notebook. Teo states that the destroyer of humanity has fallen, that humanity should not be underestimated. Suddenly, someone throws a paper ball at our Demon Lord's head. A strange boy celebrates, shouting, "Bullseye!" A classmate scolds the crazy boy, asking what he thinks he is doing, and what would happen if Malsuk retaliated with a headbutt. The classmate tells the other not to worry, as Malsuk is drawing. He claims she wouldn't even notice if there was a fire next to her while she's drawing. Then, the boy says he will prove what he just said. Malsuk remains focused on her drawing without even blinking, while the crazy boy throws another paper ball. Teo watches everything and thinks about what those children are doing. The android is moved and states that although Malsuk is strange, that is mean. Teo thinks about the reason why the Demon Lord exterminated humanity. She is shocked to think that she was bullied. Could that be why the world ended? Then, the classmate, smiling, says that this is a lot of fun and prepares another paper ball. But suddenly, Teo grabs his hand. He stops and looks at her in surprise. The android orders them to stop that immediately. Then, the classmate apologizes to Teo, complaining of pain in his arm, as the android almost breaks the boy's arm. Suddenly, Teo turns her face, frightened. The classmates murmur, confused. The android, sounding cold, wonders if that really is the Demon Lord. Teo wonders if this is the end of the world. Then, the girl calls for Malsuk, wondering if she is okay, questioning if maybe she is thinking about. Malsuk drops a red crayon. Then finally, Malsuk finishes her drawing. Malsuk's drawing depicts a demonic figure amidst flames and destruction, with the word destruction written below. Teo observes Malsuk and the drawing, thinking that Malsuk doesn't seem affected and that it's a scary drawing, while Malsuk exclaims, "Masterpiece!" Then a boy starts running towards the Demon Lord, saying he is as fast as lightning and that Teo will never catch him. And well, the boy kicks the drawing that Malsuk drew with such care. Malsuk watches her drawing in slow motion. And well, the drawing falls right at the cyborg's feet. Teo accidentally ends up crumpling the drawing. The android starts to sound cold. Suddenly, lightning strikes the school. Teo wonders if there was a power outage. Another lightning bolt strikes the school. Meanwhile, Malsuk's face hardens. The Demon Lord shakes the entire environment thinking about her drawing. Teo asks Malsuk to wait and tells her to calm down. Suddenly, the classmates get scared and comment that Malsuk and the new student are going to fight. The teacher announces that it's time to play dodgeball and asks everyone to go to the gym. Teo wonders what the heck is going on. The classmates cheer while lightning bolts streak across the sky. The android wonders, "Dodgeball?" Then Teo continues to be shocked by the situation as she watches her classmates in the gym. And right behind her, well, Malsuk stares at her with a killer look. Teo addresses Malsuk nervously and apologizes for the drawing. She explains that she didn't mean to step on the drawing and apologizes again. And well, the only words the android hears coming out of the Demon Lord's mouth are, "Malsuk's drawing." Teo smiles awkwardly at Malsuk. Then, the teacher announces the start of the dodgeball game. Malsuk nods. Teo looks at Malsuk completely terrified. The teacher asks for everyone's attention. She asks each team to stay on their side of the court. The students agree. The teacher explains the rules of the game. The students comment about the teams. Meanwhile, Malsuk stares at the android, who feels extremely intimidated. Teo thinks about dodgeball and, surprised, comments that ball games still exist in this era. Teo concludes that it's a casual and fun sport. Suddenly, Malsuk snaps her fingers and, looking at the android, states that she is a good girl and wouldn't hurt anyone. Malsuk, with an absurdly scary aura, affirms that, since it's only a game, it doesn't count. Then, Teo thinks that she's going all out. She wonders what to do and that she didn't expect this. The teacher asks everyone to get ready and says, "Ready?" The poor girl wonders what could happen in the future if they fight now and decides to act as neutrally as possible. The teacher blows the whistle, indicating the start of the game. Then, the boy who was next to Teo throws the ball to the other side. The ball rolls towards Mal-suk. Mal-suk stares at the ball. The demon lord picks up the ball, and well, at this exact moment, Teo feels her soul leaving her body. Mal-suk, while walking with the ball, says that she was going to show the drawing to Gyeonwoo. Teo asks Mal-suk to wait, arguing that a sudden confrontation would be dangerous and that they could cause a time paradox. Then, the demon lord prepares to throw the ball with the greatest force humanity has ever seen. Teo apologizes to Mal-suk for stepping on her drawing while ducking, and well, the ball explodes on the wall. Mal-suk picks up the ball again. The classmates comment that Mal-suk made a huge hole in the wall just by throwing the ball. They wonder how that happened. The android says that was a close call. Teo realizes that Mal-suk is using all her power. Then Mal-suk says that she remembered. The demon lord approaches Teo and states that she is the robot from yesterday. Teo, dumbfounded, asks if Mal-suk really only recognized her now. Mal-suk states that robots are strong and asks her not to dodge Mal-suk's ball. Mal-suk gets ready. Teo dodges several blows while asking her to stop. The students, impressed with the speed, ask if the android started flying. The classmates watch the scene, surprised, and comment that Teo caught the ball. Teo observes the classmates lying on the ground, sounding cold. Everyone around shouts at the spectacle that was happening, saying, "Wow! Only the transfer student is left against Mal-suk!" The children shout, encouraging Teo, saying, "You can do it, Teo! Show Mal-suk who's boss." But going against everyone, one boy says, "Mal-suk is pretty." The android wonders what to do, and if she should just take the demon lord away now. But she reflects that she hasn't finished her analysis of Mal-suk yet. The girl thinks that maybe she should let the demon lord hit her and try to calm her down. But in that case, Teo's arm would break on impact. So, she exclaims, on second thought, never mind. The girl despairs as she notices that Mal-suk is getting angrier by the minute. Mal-suk, emanating a dark aura, calls her a robot and begs her to stop dodging the ball. Teo realizes that the best option now is to defeat the demon lord in dodgeball. Then, the android powers up, blue lightning crackling around her body. Terminator 28's limiter has been deactivated. Teo throws the ball hard towards Mal-suk and shouts, "Demon Lord Mal-suk Kim!" Blue sparks crackle around the ball. Mal-suk watches the ball coming towards her. The android thinks, "Victory is mine!" And well, you could only see an energized blur when she threw the ball. But obviously, we are not facing an ordinary opponent. Mal-suk grabs the ball without difficulty. The android is shocked by the demon lord's strength. Then, as Teo falls, Mal-suk turns towards her with a frightening look. Teo shits her pants, scared, and exclaims, She's going to destroy me!" Teo despairs and thinks she won't be able to dodge this time. Mal-suk prepares to throw the ball. The android exclaims, "It's over for me." Meanwhile, Mal-suk's hand moves faster and faster. But to everyone's surprise, the teacher blows the whistle and warns Mal-suk that she stepped over the line. Teo lands on the ground covered in shit. Mal-suk watches, confused. Mal-suk looks downcast and says, "Oh, our demon lord," sadly remembers that she has to follow the rules. After all, Mal-suk is a good girl. The teacher announces that Mal-suk is out of the game. First dodgeball match, Mal-suk versus Terminator. Terminator wins. Some time passes and Mal-suk walks down the street, dejected. Suddenly, Teo lands next to Mal-suk and shouts, "Demon Lord!" Teo asks her, "You saw for yourself, didn't you?" Then she starts laughing and boasting, saying, "This is what the human race is capable of, so you better not mess with us. Ha ha ha." Suddenly Mal-suk, with a threatening look, asks, "Want to play dodgeball with Mal-suk?" Teo, sweating bullets, answers no, and says that in view of her victory, she would like to extend her grace. Mal-suk wonders what she means by that. The android proposes a truce. Mal-suk looks at her, confused. Teo thinks she needs to continue studying the demon lord, so it's probably best to stay on good terms with her. The android decides to try to act friendly and apologizes for ruining Mal-suk's drawing and for throwing the truck at her yesterday. The girl extends her hand to Mal-suk as a sign of friendship. Then our demon lord extends her hand back. Completely surprised by Mal-suk's reaction, Teo thinks, wait, are you... She wonders if Mal-suk is accepting her apology. The android says it was too easy and questions if Mal-suk Kim isn't the ruthless demon lord she imagined. Then Mal-suk shakes Teo's hand. And well, our demon lord breaks Teo's arm, who is utterly astonished. Huh? My arm? The android panics and asks what Mal-suk is doing and asks her to let go of her hand. Then Mal-suk says she wants to shake the other hand. Teo asks Mal-suk to back off. While backing away, Mal-suk states that she didn't hurt Teo. She says it was just a handshake. The android, unconscious and lying on the ground, thinks, I knew it. The demon lord is humanity's greatest enemy. A notification pops up. The demon lord is feeling much better. Some time passes, Mal-suk walks down the street, and a little white dog passes by her. The dog's owner asks if it isn't a happy puppy taking a walk. The puppy barks. Then the owner says, okay, let's go. But before leaving, the puppy looks at Mal-suk, and its eyes shine. Suddenly she says, Mal-suk wants a pet. Then, Guyan-woo arrives home and finds several goats in the living room. He shouts, Mal-suk Kim, and asks her to do something with the goats. He laments that he has to go to work in an hour. Our hero implores Mal-suk, saying he can't take it anymore. He wonders how long this will last. Mal-suk watches Guyan-woo from behind the door. She, holding a children's animal encyclopedia, says, Guyan-woo, Mal-suk wants a pet. Guyan-woo exclaims, no way! He says that will never happen. Mal-suk is startled by Guyan-woo's reaction and holds her encyclopedia tightly. Mal-suk drops the encyclopedia on the floor and exclaims, Mal-suk's dream. He questions if she knows how much it costs to raise a pet. Guyan-woo explains that animals need vaccines, food, baths, walks, and veterinary care, and that all of this costs money. He asks her if she knows how much it costs to keep an animal. He shouts, saying that he barely has time to take care of himself, let alone an animal. Then she interrupts our hero and shouts that she wants a pet. Guyan-woo shouts and says that they can barely feed themselves. He, shouting, suggests that if Mal-suk wants a pet so badly, she should summon a little demon to raise. Mal-suk replies that demons are ugly. Guyan-woo exclaims that he almost forgot and says that Mal-suk already has a herd of goats at the door. Then Mal-suk stares at him, asking who has goats as pets. He asks if she is going to keep insisting on this. Guyan-woo says that he will not allow her to have a pet, and shouts that this is one thing he cannot allow. He forbids it. Then Mal-suk transforms into a shadowy figure, emanating a black aura. Lightning streaks across the sky. She exclaims, Mal-suk wants a pet. Our hero, completely scared shitless, exclaims, okay, I'll think about it. I'm sorry, damn. Now Guyan-woo is at work, pensive. He remembers Mal-suk's request for a pet. He reflects on the situation and thinks that it doesn't make sense, considering that he can barely support himself. He questions why the government doesn't pay him a pension for raising a demon lord. If the country really valued children's welfare, it could help people like him not lose their sanity. If the poor guy needs treatment, he's the one who will have to pay. There's so much to consider. Suddenly, Guyan-woo sees a cat playing with a pen. He watches and excitedly decides to adopt a stray kitten. Our hero offers rice cakes with tuna and mayonnaise, a can of tuna and chicken breast, saying, here you go, fresh expired products from the shelf. Guyan-woo, crouching down, offers the food to the kittens and calls, nice kitties, come here. The kittens meow. Then our hero gets excited when he sees the kittens approaching. It worked! It's working! They're coming here! He watches the kittens eating and thinks, now let's see, I should leave them alone since their mother might be around. Which one should I? Suddenly, a bigger cat approaches Guyan-woo and the kittens. He gets scared and asks, what is that? The cat with a trunk approaches the other kittens, who tremble with fear. The big cat stares at the kitten and growls. The poor kitten gets all bristly and backs away. Guyan-woo rubs his eyes, hearing a fucking elephant growl and meow, and wonders if he is seeing things. Our hero is astonished. Why is there an elephant here, and it's pink? The elephant falls to the ground and asks for food, sniffing. Guyan-woo is startled by the talking elephant and wonders what is happening. That thing talks? Guyan-woo wonders, what should I do? Should I call animal control? Then our hero thinks, wait a minute, it's not just any elephant, it's a talking elephant. Then he has a brilliant idea and thinks, with this elephant, maybe I can make money as a pet tuber? Guyan-woo runs home and calls Mal-suk. Mal-suk, come see? Our hero shows the elephant to Mal-suk. I got got this elephant for you." The elephant asks where it is. Excitedly, he says, "And look, it talks too." He asks Malsuk if they should contact a news station or create a MeTube channel, and exclaims, "We're going to be rich!" The elephant looks at Malsuk. Malsuk stares at the elephant. Then suddenly the elephant cries and calls Malsuk, "My lord." The elephant runs towards Malsuk excitedly. "My lord, it's you!" Malsuk hugs the elephant. The elephant says, "So this is where you've been all this time, my lord." Our hero, surprised, asks if they know each other. Malsuk and the elephant look at each other. The little elephant asks if she recognizes him. The elephant, with tears in its eyes, exclaims, "It's me, Behemoth." Then the demon lord interrupts him and replies, "Malsuk's pet." The elephant is speechless. Malsuk pets the elephant and says that now it's her pet. The animal starts to sound cold and asks Malsuk if she doesn't remember her past life. He introduces himself again as Behemoth. Malsuk asks, "Behemoth?" The elephant replies that yes, he is the Lord's right-hand man and second in command of the demonic army. In his past life, he was a giant elephant with several red eyes and horns. Malsuk tilts her head, confused. She comments that she seems to remember a little and that he looks different. Behemoth explains that there is a good reason for his appearance. "I was waiting to be summoned after you reincarnated when, just a year ago during your awakening, I was finally called to planet Earth. But your powers must not have been delivered correctly. All this time, I've been looking for you in this absurd form." He says he never thought of giving up and that he searched day and night for Malsuk. Behemoth implores, "So that I could return to my true form and take control of this world once again. So please lend me your power." Malsuk stares at Behemoth. The little elephant states that they will dominate that insignificant planet quickly. But to his surprise, Malsuk says she doesn't want that. Malsuk tells Behemoth that he will be ugly. Behemoth is startled by the answer and widens his eyes. The demon lord asks Gyeonwoo if they can keep Behemoth. And well, our hero asks if he knows how to use the bathroom. Behemoth is irritated by Gyeonwoo's question. "Your rudeness offends me. How dare you utter such words about the almighty Behemoth?" Gyeonwoo thinks about the advantages of having Behemoth as a pet. "Let's see. He uses the bathroom, and we can feed him with the almost expired products from the store, and he can even help bring in some extra money." Gyeonwoo just makes one observation, asking that Behemoth be a little less grumpy. Then, Gyeonwoo decides to accept Behemoth. "All right, you passed." He tells Behemoth that he is officially Malsuk's pet. Behemoth, shouting, asks him who he thinks he is calling a pet. Suddenly, Malsuk appears with a watermelon outfit for Behemoth and says that he needs to relieve himself outside. Behemoth implores Malsuk to come to her senses. "My lord, please come to your senses. This is not the time for games. We need to conquer the world." The next day, Behemoth wears the outfit made by Malsuk. He wonders what the heck that is. Behemoth asks what Malsuk did to his ears. Malsuk replies that they are dog clothes she made and colored with crayons. The demon lord gives Behemoth food. She says, "Oh right, here's your breakfast." Behemoth implores Malsuk to stop this. "Please, my lord." Enough of this. Behemoth complains to Malsuk, "We can't waste time like this." "What happened to you, my lord? Why are you obeying a human's orders?" He asks if any human has cast a curse on her. Malsuk replies that no, everything is fine, and that he is her brother. The elephant wonders why she is acting this way. "Then why?" Behemoth cries and asks if she forgot her oath. "We swore that no matter what happened, you and I would take control of this world together." Then Malsuk approaches Behemoth. The little elephant cries. Malsuk says she never made a promise like that. Behemoth is astonished. Then Malsuk says that she is going to school and says goodbye, asking him to take care of the house. "You can pee on the newspapers over there." Suddenly, Behemoth starts to crack. The door slams. The elephant thinks, "This makes so much sense. My lady would never forget the vow we made, so it must be this. That little girl is not the demon lord." Behemoth, now understanding the situation, or at least almost, thinks, "I need to escape this place." The little elephant opens the door and sneaks out, as if wanting to avoid being noticed. Once outside, he declares that he will no longer hold a grudge against the demon lord he once knew. In fact, the little elephant reflects on his current ridiculous form, but despite this, remembers that he was once the second most powerful being in the world. The door creaks, as one of the most powerful beings in mythology steps out. Yes, we're talking about this little elephant. Then, with a voice that echoed power, Behemoth commands the humans to prepare to tremble in fear. To emphasize his threat, he stomps on the ground, causing the goats inside the house to look at the little elephant in fright. Then, the goats bleat furiously. And well, he wasn't expecting that. Behemoth, terrified, asks them to back away and introduces himself as Behemoth, commander of the demonic army. He then apologizes. The little elephant curses the goats as he walks through the city. He states that he will get revenge on the goats one day, as soon as he becomes the demon lord. And well, the little elephant walks down the street completely destroyed after being trampled by the goats. A girl and a boy watch Behemoth. The girl wonders if that's an elephant. The little elephant states that when he becomes the demon lord, his first order will be to turn all goats into goat skewers. Behemoth states that there's no need to be impatient. Then again, he introduces himself as the second in command of the demonic army. The little elephant states that this is just a step on his path to becoming the demon lord. Furthermore, Behemoth declares that he will first become the ruler of the animal kingdom. The little elephant states that he will then become the demon lord and take the world for himself. A woman walks with a Chihuahua dog named Cotton Ball. The dog barks, and well, our little elephant is startled by the bark of that little demon. Behemoth notices that the leash has come undone and starts running in fear, wondering why the dog is chasing him. Some time passes, and some pigeons fly around the little elephant, pecking him. Behemoth, with the birds on him, asks them to stop and promises to name them the 4 infernal guardians of the underworld. Suddenly, a crazy cat growls at the little elephant, who shrinks in fear. Then the crazy cat bites Behemoth's trunk, who begs him to stop. The little elephant, crying, says that as soon as his powers are restored, all those little creatures will be on his dinner table. Behemoth cries, lying on the ground, and says he will never forgive them. The little elephant, remembering Mal Suk, begins to repeat several times, my lord, my lord." He wonders how she could have forgotten their past lives. Suddenly, the elephant is hit squarely by something and slams into the wall. 3 boys in medieval clothing approach Behemoth. One of them comments that he looks pretty weak for a demon. They ask how Behemoth dares to approach their village. The other suggests they tie him up like a circus elephant. The little elephant, lying on the ground, is hurt. One of the boys says it's been a while since they had fun with a demon and suggests they play with him. The boys, with knives in hand, comment that they need to take him back soon, but they think beating him up will be fun. Meanwhile, another person approaches. Suddenly, the mysterious girl attacks the boys, and they wonder what that is, and she tells them to back off. The boys scream and start running, saying that it's a monster. The mysterious person approaches Behemoth. She comments that humans are disgusting and asks if he agrees with that. An evil and older Mal Suk appears. She comments that behind the fragile facade of humans, they easily resort to violence. Mal Suk orders Behemoth to get up. She says that from that day on, Behemoth belongs to her. Mal Suk declares that together they will conquer that world repeatedly. Then, some time passes, and the little elephant comes out of a sewer. Behemoth states that Mal Suk said the same words before, but questions how she could have forgotten that day. The little elephant roars and says that she just wait and see because he will dominate the planet, even if he has to destroy it. He states that he is Behemoth, second in command of the demonic army, and that he will not allow them to underestimate him. A man and a woman watch Behemoth. The man asks what that is and wonders if it's an animal, questioning the strange noise it makes. The woman says it's an elephant. The little elephant starts to sound cold. Meanwhile, the two wonder if there is an elephant in downtown Seoul, and the girl scoffs, saying, "Of course there is." Then the guy asks her to look closely at him because there's something strange about him. The man, holding our little elephant by the trunk, says it really is an elephant. He suggests they record Behemoth and post it on MeTube. The little elephant wonders how a weak human dares to lay hands on him and tells him to let go. The woman says it's not possible and that it's very cool, commenting that the thing can even talk. The man imagines how much money they could make with Behemoth and suggests they take him home with them for a few days. The little elephant freezes upon hearing this. Mal Suk is reading a book called My First Pet. Mal Suk comments that there is nothing about elephants in the book. Gyeon-woo appears and warns her not to read while walking. Suddenly, the man and woman drive past them on a motorcycle with the elephant in their arms. Gyeon-woo watches them while the little elephant yells, asking how dare they kidnap the mighty Behemoth. Behemoth, on the motorcycle, completely humiliated, despairs. Gyeon-woo, surprised, calls out to Mal Suk and points at them. He yells that they took Behemoth. Gyeon-woo looks to the side and notices that his little sister suddenly disappeared, and he wonders where Mal Suk is. The little elephant orders the insignificant humans to release her. The girl tells him to stop moving, or she will throw him off the motorcycle. The guy says he talks too much and that he should just throw that thing off the bike. The elephant yells and tells them to let him go. Suddenly, the man and woman look back and wonder what that is. Mal Suk runs at full speed down the street like a ninja. Behemoth watches Mal Suk and wonders if that's really his lord. The man and woman watch Mal Suk running after them in disbelief. They wonder what's wrong with that kid. Mal Suk, with a furious look, orders them to give him back. Then, Mal Suk punches the man and woman, who fly off the motorcycle. Meanwhile, Mal Suk holds Behemoth and says he is Mal Suk's pet. Everyone on the street watches the ridiculously impossible scene. Behemoth, all sweaty, comments that the motorcycle just flew. He wonders if they should call an ambulance. Mal Suk looks at the elephant and asks if he is okay. Suddenly, Behemoth jumps out of her lap and plants his feet on the ground. The little elephant asks Mal Suk why she saved him. He says that when Mal Suk forgot everything about the promise they made, and well, when the elephant was about to say that they are no longer partners, Mal Suk interrupts him, asking if he is saying that they will no longer conquer the world together. Behemoth confirms. The little elephant, surprised, notes that Mal Suk actually remembers the promise. Behemoth, indignant, asks why Mal Suk didn't stop them from kidnapping him earlier. Then she replies that she needed to go to school and that he was being annoying. Suddenly, Mal Suk bends down and says that Behemoth belongs to her and extends her hand to him. The little elephant watches her carefully. Behemoth, with tears in his eyes, thinks that Mal Suk will not forgive anyone who hurts him. The little elephant, moved, calls out to Mal Suk countless times, "My lord, my lord." Suddenly, the little elephant jumps into Mal Suk's arms. Behemoth begs for forgiveness and apologizes to Mal Suk. Mal Suk, annoyed, asks him what he thinks he's doing. The little elephant sounds cold in Mal Suk's arms as she moves her hand against him. The demon lord orders Behemoth to sit. The little elephant, terrified, wonders what is happening. Suddenly, the ground cracks. Mal Suk pets Behemoth and says he is a good boy. Meanwhile, Gyeon-woo runs towards her. Behemoth, sunk into the ground, tells Mal Suk that he is not a pet. A notification pops up. The demon lord has acquired a pet. Gyeon-woo, now at his job, while reading some small papers, thinks about the definition of some words. Plummet means to fall directly down. Affiliate means to be connected to an organization. Inflation is the general increase in money. Suddenly, someone appears asking what Mr. Lee plans to do the next day. He replies that he was thinking of taking his little girl to the zoo. Gyeon-woo observes the conversation. The guy comments that the next day is the perfect day to spend time with family and that it only happens once a year, so they should enjoy it. Gyeon-woo, sounding cold, remembers that the next day is Children's Day. Meanwhile, at Mal Suk's school, Jaeon wishes everyone a happy Children's Day. She hopes everyone eats delicious things and has fun the next day. Some children chat excitedly. One of them says they will go to an amusement park. Another says that their parents will buy them a new video game. Meanwhile, Mal Suk doodles in her notebook. Gyeon-woo, desperate, wonders what to do. He comments that he barely has enough money to get through the month. He thinks that if Mal Suk asks for anything on Children's Day, things could get ugly. He tries to remember what she asked for the previous year. Gyeon-woo remembers that last year, Mal Suk asked for a very expensive model skeleton. He states that last time, he managed to convince her mother to buy something else. However, he has a feeling that it won't be so easy to change Mal Suk's mind this time. Suddenly, a mother walks past our protagonist and suggests to her daughter that they spend Children's Day with their father. The daughter asks about her present. Seeing this, Gyeonwoo states that it must be nice to have a family. Gyeonwoo, descending the stairs, wonders who invented Children's Day. He begs Mal-suk not to get angry and not do anything to him. Our hero asks for them to have just one day without surprises. Mal-suk, walking back from school, looks ahead and suddenly runs into Gyeonwoo. Gyeonwoo, awkwardly, asks if she waited long and asks her to hurry home. Mal-suk says that today, at school, and well, before she could finish, Gyeonwoo, in his mind, says, "Here she comes." Then, Mal-suk shows Gyeonwoo a drawing and says she made a lot of drawings. Gyeonwoo wonders what it is. Mal-suk continues showing her drawing to Gyeonwoo and comments that it is a masterpiece. Gyeonwoo wonders if she doesn't know that the next day is Children's Day. Some time passes, and returning home, Gyeonwoo wonders if Mal-suk wasn't paying attention in class because she was doodling. It seems she really doesn't know. Gyeonwoo says he feels a little sorry for her but thinks he should let Children's Day pass this year. Our hero remembers his bank balance and says that they are really going through financial difficulties this month. Gyeonwoo apologizes to Mal-suk and says he won't be able to take her to the zoo but promises they'll do something fun together soon. Suddenly, someone follows the two, calling Mal-suk's name. And well, to our surprise, it's just the kind boy Ji-hoon, Mal-suk's secret admirer. Smiling, Ji-hoon asks her what they will do the next day, aka Children's Day. After hearing what the boy just said, our hero screams, realizing that his plan has been shattered. Ji-hoon comments that his mother will buy him new clothes from a brand called Lewis, adding that he doesn't remember the full name. He also says that she will buy him new building blocks. Gyeonwoo asks them to wait. Meanwhile, Mal-suk shows him her drawings. Our hero despairs. It is then that Ji-hoon says he was wondering if Mal-suk would like to spend the next day at his house. Gyeonwoo, surprised, wonders what the boy is saying. Ji-hoon talks non-stop, and well, Mal-suk doesn't pay a single bit of attention to the boy. Mal-suk comments that she likes her drawings. She's not paying attention to him. When Mal-suk was little, it was discovered that she had an intense hatred for the human race. As a result, the demon lord didn't listen to anyone except her brother, Gyeonwoo. And well, seeing that scene, Gyeonwoo apologizes to Ji-hoon and says they need to go. Mal-suk calls Gyeonwoo and says she wants to climb on his shoulders. The poor boy despairs. Mal-suk, now on Gyeonwoo's back, says she's having fun. Gyeonwoo, panting, thinks he's dying and that he needs to get home as soon as possible. Suddenly, the little elephant appears calling for, "My lord." Mal-suk and Gyeonwoo stare at Behemoth, who says he has discovered some incredible information. Behemoth, while running at high speed, continues, saying that the next day is a day when young humans from all over the world. He states that this could be the perfect opportunity to take control. Mal-suk, without understanding, replies, "Young humans?" Gyeonwoo, desperate, says this is bad. He states that Mal-suk will surely listen to Behemoth. At this rate, Mal-suk will find out. Gyeonwoo says he needs to do something. Behemoth continues, remembering that the next day is, and well, the little elephant was about to reveal what the next day was, but Gyeonwoo interrupts him with a yell. Behemoth stops abruptly and is startled. The little elephant complains about Gyeonwoo's insolence and asks how a measly human dares to try to give orders to the great Behemoth. Gyeonwoo whispers to Mal-suk to come closer. Behemoth, astonished, exclaims that he instinctively stopped. Then Behemoth implores his lord to listen to him. Behemoth was going to say something, but Mal-suk interrupts him. She orders him to stop barking and sit. Behemoth trembles. Mal-suk wonders if that's how Gyeonwoo does it. She asks him if Mal-suk trained him well. Gyeonwoo awkwardly says yes, that he's doing very well, and adds that Mal-suk is the best elephant trainer there is. Gyeonwoo gives a weak smile and says that now it's best if they try to train Behemoth at home. Mal-suk tells him to go home to watch over her. The little elephant, scared, says he's already going. "Now!" Mal-suk shouts. As the creature runs off at full speed, Gyeonwoo apologizes to Behemoth and asks him to be quiet just for a moment. He promises to give him some extra food. Gyeonwoo states that so far, everything is going well and they just need to get home without any more interruptions. He calls Mal-suk to go home, but when he looks back, he realizes that Mal-suk has already disappeared again. Gyeonwoo asks Mal-suk where she is going, and well, she replies replies, "Chocolate mint ice cream for Mal-suk." Gyeonwoo says she can't just run off without warning. Suddenly, his teacher, Jaeon, appears. Gyeonwoo is startled. After all, what is she doing there? Jaeon greets Gyeonwoo and says it's good to see him again. And well, our hero cries out, seeing that everything is going against his plans. Jaeon asks him if he forgot about Children's Day. Our hero yells and asks if Mal-suk has been behaving very well in class lately. Jaeon says yes. Gyeonwoo suggests they meet somewhere. Mal-suk, with a frightening look, asks, "What about Mal-suk's ice cream?" And well, our hero, cornered, replies that he forgot his wallet at home and that he'll buy it for her later. Then, going against all his expectations, the teacher gets excited and shouts, "Oh, I can buy the ice cream for her." Gyeonwoo's eyes widen upon hearing this. Jaeon holds Mal-suk's hand and calls her to go to the candy store. Gyeonwoo says Jaeon didn't need to do that. In his mind, he thinks he's screwed. Gyeonwoo states that supermarkets at this time of year are full of... Inside the supermarket, Mal-suk observes something. Mal-suk and Jaeon, holding hands, look at a toy fair with a sign that reads, "Happy Children's Day." Gyeonwoo despairs because Mal-suk saw the fair. Mal-suk is speechless. Then, our demon lord lets go of the teacher's hand. Gyeonwoo states that he can't do anything to stop it, and that all he can do is pray that Mal-suk chooses something he can afford. Mal-suk looks at the toys at the fair. Then she extends her hand. Mal-suk calls for Gyeonwoo. Our hero, already with tears in his eyes, says yes, that she can have it. And well, Mal-suk is holding a red carnation. Our demon lord hands the carnation to Gyeonwoo and says, "Here." Gyeonwoo, incredulous, wonders, "A flower?" Our hero is speechless. He looks at a counter with carnations and other items for sale. And well, on one of them, there is a card that reads, "Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for everything. I love you. So grab your time machines, because we're going back in time a bit." Suddenly, Jaeon thanks Gyeonwoo and calls him dear. She states that the carnations are beautiful and that she has a wonderful brother. At home, Jaeon tells Gyeonwoo that he is so diligent and kind to his sister. She wonders what he would do if a girl appeared and stole his heart. Gyeonwoo, embarrassed, asks what Jaeon is talking about and says that he gives her carnations only because everyone does it. Mal-suk listens to the conversation while observing the carnations. Jaeon says that maybe next year, Mal-suk will give carnations to her mother. Mal-suk thinks about her mother and says that she doesn't have a mother anymore. Mal-suk states that therefore she will give one to Gyeonwoo. Mal-suk hands the carnation to Gyeonwoo and says, "Here." Seeing this unbelievable gesture, our hero smiles and thanks her. But wait, it was obviously too good to be true. Suddenly, Mal-suk points back and says that tomorrow is Children's Day and asks where Mal-suk's present is. Then, he loses his balance and replies, "But of course." Mal-suk says she wants crayons. Our hero, sounding cold, says of course they can buy them. She suggests they go to the stationery section. Mal-suk says she wants those specific crayons she saw in the store, and not just any crayons. Our hero says he understands, but they can't buy the crayons. Mal-suk, irritated, says she doesn't want anything anymore. Gyeonwoo complains that with the money needed to buy those crayons, they could feed themselves for a month. Then, a few hours pass, and finally, the argument ends. Gyeonwoo complains that his whole body aches. Our hero, staggering down the street, states that maybe 3 jobs a day is too much. Suddenly, someone pleads, saying it won't take long. Gyeonwoo recognizes the voice. "Taeo!" she shouts, asking a random guy to recharge her as her battery is almost dead. The attendant says no, because she hasn't bought anything yet. He asks her to at least buy a snack or place an order. The cyborg states that she has no money and asks again, stating that just 5 minutes is enough. Taeo states that at this rate, she will never be able to save humanity. Then, Gyeonwoo thinks and decides that he should stay out of that situation, as it seems more troublesome than advantageous. Gyeonwoo walks away from Taeo. She watches him, surprised. Suddenly, Taeo cries for help. Gyeonwoo is startled. Taeo begs and asks Gyeonwoo to buy just one energy drink. Gyeonwoo asks if she knows how expensive that drink is. He suggests that Taeo go recharge at his house. Taeo, crying, says that Gyeonwoo is lying and that he will abandon her there. She says she doesn't want to shut down. She grabs Gyeonwoo's leg, sobbing. Taeo begs and tells Gyeonwoo to buy anything. She says he is an adult and therefore should protect her. Gyeonwoo says he already said no. He comments that arcades charge 6,000 1 for a coffee. It's too expensive. Meanwhile, the vendor exclaims, "Don't do that in front of my store, please!" Suddenly, Aryam Han appears and asks Gyeonwoo what he is doing there. His blonde neighbor states that that's the girl from before. Aryam Han is 37 years old and owns the Wangma Villa and loves to drink. Now, at a table full of food, Aryam says she understands and that Gyeonwoo is in the same class as Jihoon. Aryam tells Gyeonwoo to order whatever he wants. She sobs and says she made a lot of money that day. Tae says she is much nicer than Mr. Starving Nails. She asks for another carbonara. Meanwhile, Tae recharges herself through a cable in her neck. Aryam tells her to eat without worry. Then, without wasting time, Gyeonwoo asks if he can order some things to go. Tae comments that she hasn't had a meal like that in a long time. Aryam wonders if Tae hasn't had a hot meal in a long time and wonders where she came from. Tae confirms that she lives in the playground around the corner. Furthermore, she states that it's not so bad, as she is protected from the rain. Aryam, surprised, asks if Tae sleeps on the streets. Tae replies that she has slept on the streets many times, and that for her, this is necessary for the survival of the human race. Shocked, Aryam questions how an elementary school child can live on the streets. Aryam sobs and asks about Tae's parents. Tae is silent. Then she replies that she doesn't know. Aryam, confused, wonders if Tae is alone. Aryam asks if Tae has no other adults in her life. Meanwhile, Gyeonwoo thinks that Aryam doesn't seem to be understanding the situation. The rich blonde bites her nails and exclaims, "I understand." Aryam exclaims, "Min hai," and tells Tae that she can live with her for now. Tae, confused, asks if she's serious. The cyborg asks if she can really live with Aryam. Aryam, smiling, replies, "Yes, of course." Furthermore, she states that she always wanted a sweet and adorable little girl like Tae. Tae asks if she can recharge whenever she wants, and Aryam replies, "Of course you can." What's more, she says Tae will have all the juice and snacks she wants and a warm bed. Then, the cyborg puts her hand on her chin and becomes pensive. Tae, with an intense gleam in her eyes, exclaims, "Jackpot! Free electricity?" The girl, excited, asks the blonde if she will really take in someone who has been homeless, allowing her to enter her home and feel the warmth of a family again. Aryam sniffles and replies, "Of course. Oh, how life must have been hard for you." Gyeonwoo, dumbfounded, thinks, why is she being so polite all of a sudden? Meanwhile, our hero drinks some free Coca-Cola, thinking about this whole crazy situation he's gotten himself into. Now, at the cyborg's new house, Aryam says, "So, Min Hai, come in." Tae enters the house, which shines brightly. Tae observes everything around her. She states that this is her new base from now on. It's very clean. The bed is soft and warm. But most importantly, then she states that the Demon Lord resides in the basement of this building and celebrates successful infiltration. Tae says that this is the perfect place to monitor the Demon Lord and gather information. Her expression changes. Then she introduces herself again as Terminator 28 and vows to save humanity, whatever the cost. Suddenly, Aryam at the door tells Mine to join the others in the living room as she has cut some fruit. Then the cyborg says she's on her way. Aryam offers the fruit to Tae and says, "Enjoy." Tae looks at the grapes and thinks, "Shine muscat grapes? I've only seen pictures of these in the database. They look so sweet and delicious." Meanwhile, Aryam smiles and says she has plenty, and Tae can eat as much as she wants. And she offers even more food. "You need to try this too. Oh, and this." Tae smiles and exclaims, "They're all so delicious." The cyborg eats the fruit excitedly. Meanwhile, Jihoon watches from the sofa. Then, the cyborg has one of the happiest days of her life. Tae and Aryam eat together. They have a picnic. They go to a clothing store. Tae smiles and thinks, huh? Tae, with a bow on her head and dressed in cute pajamas, sitting on a bed surrounded by stuffed animals, thinks, what? Suddenly, she becomes furious and throws the stuffed animal on the floor, shouting, "What am I doing?" Tae, standing next to the bed, thinks, "Focus! Terminator 28! My mission is to monitor the Demon Lord and save humanity. This is not the time to play dress-up. I am the last defender of humanity. Terminator 28. Suddenly, Aryam, holding two stuffed animals, asks Mine, "How about we play with dolls?" Then Tae forgets everything she was talking about 10 seconds ago and, running towards Aryam, replies, "I'm coming!" But then she stops again and thinks, "Oh no, what am I doing? What's wrong with me? Is there an error in my code?" The cyborg wonders if it's a virus. It can't be. Then it crosses her mind. This is the Demon Lord's strategy, to distract me from my mission? But Ariam calls Teo and says, "Let's go." Teo replies, "I'm coming." Meanwhile, Teo, unable to control herself, exclaims, "No, this can't be happening. I need to save all of humanity." Ariam, playing with the stuffed animals, says, "Oh, so we're playing Save the Planet." Meanwhile, downstairs, our hero feels extremely bothered by the noise. Gyeonwoo sighs and says, "Whatever." Then he comments that he can't judge how people act in their own homes. Then our hero looks at the messy room and thinks, "When did I start dealing with this? I better tidy this up quickly and then get some rest." Gyeonwoo picks up Mal-suk's drawing from the floor and looks at it. He looks at her backpack. Gyeonwoo thinks, "What are all these notes stuck on her backpack?" The backpack is covered in notes with messages like "Monster," "Get out of the classroom," "Get out of our school," and "Creepy." Gyeonwoo thinks, what is all this? Could Mal-suk be being bullied? Come on, Gyeonwoo. Take the demonic elephant to pee on all the students in that damn school. Our demon lord doesn't deserve this. Some time passes, and Gyeonwoo asks Mal-suk how her day at school was. Mal-suk shows a drawing and replies that she made many. Gyeonwoo, suspicious, comments that that's good. Next, Gyeonwoo asks if she gets along with her classmates and if anyone is bothering her. Well, Mal-suk ignores him, saying that she should draw with a pen the next day. While observing her, Gyeonwoo remembers the notes stuck to her backpack the day before. Our hero deduces that it was the kids in her class who wrote that. Then, he remembers Jaehoon talking animatedly with her and states that Mal-suk doesn't pay attention to what others say. Gyeonwoo says that maybe this is the problem. Next, Gyeonwoo remembers one of the notes and asks if there isn't anything they can do about those horns. Then, Gyeonwoo asks Mal-suk in a whisper if she thinks there's a way to hide the horns. Mal-suk, confused, asks why Mal-suk likes her horns. Gyeonwoo wonders if he should talk to the teacher about it. Suddenly, Gyeonwoo is startled by something. Some children run away terrified and comment that it's Mal-suk. They yell to run, as she's going to headbutt them too. A girl named Haemin Jeon, Mal-suk's classmate, sweats with fear. Haemin has already been a victim of Mal-suk's headbutt for touching her horn. Gyeonwoo then asks what Mal-suk has been doing at school. Haemin, trembling with fear, says there's nothing to see there and tells her to go away. Then Mal-suk asks who the heck she is. Haemin, indignant, replies, "Your classmate." Then our hero, not knowing how to resolve that situation, falsely rejoices, seeing that Mal-suk has a classmate. Gyeonwoo then says it was just a joke, that Mal-suk was actually just playing. Then he tries to reaffirm this by asking his little sister again. Mal-suk just watches him without saying a single word. Suddenly, Mal-suk's other classmates yell, commenting that she's still weird and suggesting that they play somewhere else. Gyeonwoo, embarrassed, states that he can't just leave things like this. Gyeonwoo then calls the children and asks if they could let Mal-suk play with them. He says that Mal-suk is a good girl trying to convince them. Our hero says he'll even buy them ice cream. Soon after, Gyeonwoo thinks that Mal-suk will be able to get along with the other children if she spends time with them. Ice cream? One of the children then gets excited and says that they should let Mal-suk play with them, while another child asks if he's sure, as she might ruin the fun. Gyeonwoo then says he'll buy 2 ice creams for each of them. The children quickly get excited and ask if they can get the large tubs of ice cream. The little girl says she's afraid of Mal-suk. Gyeonwoo then says yes and calls them to get the ice cream. Well, some time passes, and one of the boys shows Gyeonwoo how to make a frog house. Our hero, somewhat embarrassed, confirms and asks her to take her hand away. Gyeonwoo wonders if he was just called Mr. Then, Mal-suk starts doing something behind the boys. Mal-suk then finishes making her own frog house, and everyone is dumbfounded by that structure. Gyeonwoo is speechless and comments that it's incredible, but that's not what a frog house looks like. One of the little boys, impressed, asks how she did that. The little girl then observes the construction and comments that Mal-suk is very good, but Mal-suk says it's a frog house, and suddenly inside the house a frog appears. The little girl is startled. Gyeonwoo wonders what Mal-suk was thinking putting a real frog in there. Haemin screams in terror, backing away. Well, it wasn't just one frog. Gyunwoo then wonders how many frogs Mal-suk put in there and asks her to do something. Haemin, now on a swing, comments that that was the first time she saw a real frog. She wonders when Mal-suk will go home, and states that she doesn't know what Mal-suk is thinking, and that makes her even scarier. Gyunwoo then approaches Haemin and says that she must be scared, and as an apology, Mal-suk will push her on the swing. Mal-suk says she wants mint chocolate chip ice cream. Haemin then asks if that would really be an apology, but then she ends up accepting. The little girl says she's never seen Mal-suk apologize before. Mal-suk then pushes her with all her might. Haemin screams as she flies. Our hero, seeing that, is open-mouthed, not knowing how to proceed. Some time passes and Mal-suk and Haemin sit far apart, respecting social distancing. Gyunwoo observes the two and thinks that it doesn't seem right. Then he asks what they want to do now. Gyunwoo then has an idea and suggests they play red light, green light. He says that Mal-suk will be it. At the same time, our hero wonders if it will really work. Soon after, he asks if they know how to play and explains that if they turn around and someone is moving, that person is out. Then he asks them to play correctly. At the same time, Mal-suk wonders, play correctly? And thoughtfully repeats the rules of the game. Out if moving. The children then start the game and move stealthily while Mal-suk has her back turned. Mal-suk then says, green light. Haemin, already knowing how Mal-suk is, says she doesn't want to get hurt and therefore will stay still. Well, Mal-suk says, red light. After that, the children run away quickly, and well, the only girl who didn't run was the poor Haemin. Then, our demon lord attacks her. Mal-suk uses the Dark Lord's level 1 charge skill. The little girl then falls to the ground as she flies away. Gyunwoo watches this with no reaction whatsoever. The other two boys are terrified by this. Haemin then gets dizzy and asks why. Mal-suk just watches her without saying a word. Then, our demon lord asks Gyunwoo what Mal-suk will do now. Gyunwoo desperately tells Mal-suk to apologize. Our hero then runs to Haemin and asks if she's okay. Haemin, completely dizzy, replies that she is. Suddenly, the boy yells, saying that Mal-suk attacked Haemin again. He says he warned them not to let her play with them. Soon, Gyunwoo, terrified, thinks that this is not good, and that instead of becoming friends, things have only gotten worse. Then Gyunwoo apologizes to the children and says that Mal-suk didn't mean to hurt Haemin. He then tells Mal-suk to apologize as well. However, Mal-suk doesn't obey him, and our hero yells at her to apologize again. So Mal-suk says that it's too noisy there and asks them to go home soon. Gyunwoo then states that it was a failure. Some time passes and well, our hero asks them to enjoy their hamburgers. The boys then take a bite of the hamburger and comment that it's delicious. Gyunwoo, after all this disaster, says again that Mal-suk may seem a little rough, but she's a good girl and therefore hopes they can all be friends. Soon after, our hero puts his hand on his conscience and wonders how much he spent that day. Suddenly, Gyunwoo's cell phone rings. He answers and says, "Hello? Oh yes, boss." Then he asks if he needs to replace someone right now, and at the same time, Mal-suk watches him. Gyunwoo says yes and confirms that he'll be there. Then Gyunwoo apologizes to Mal-suk, as it seems he will have to go to work. He says that his house is right there and asks if she knows the way. Mal-suk nods. Gyunwoo then says goodbye and asks her not to cause any more trouble and to go straight home. After Gyunwoo leaves, the children watch Mal-suk. Our demon lord then comments that she is going home. But then, breaking her expectations, one of the boys asks her to wait and invites her to play hide and seek. Meanwhile, poor Haemin asks them to let her go. But our demon lord, as always, doesn't even listen to the boy. Then the boy shouts, calling Mal-suk again. Then the boy tries to bargain by offering 500 won to Mal-suk. Haemin says he's an idiot, as Mal-suk won't listen to him for 501. Soon after, Mal-suk stares at him and nods. Haemin is speechless and wonders if that's all she wanted. Next, we find out that a mint chocolate chip ice cream cone costs 501. The boy then runs off and tells Mal-suk to look for them after counting to 1,000. Haemin wonders, 1,000? Seriously? And questions who would count to 1,000 in a game of hide and seek. Then, the most wretched boy I've ever seen tells them to actually go home. But Haemin is bothered by that and asks him, home? Haemin, dumbfounded, asks him if it's okay to leave her there. Then, the jerk says he doesn't care and that Mal-suk will eventually go home at some point. Right after, he tells Haemin that Mal-suk spent the whole day intimidating them and that this might be their chance to get revenge on her, and that it was a great idea. The other idiot gets excited and quickly says they'll do it for her. Poor Haemin is speechless, not knowing how to deal with that situation. Haemin then looks at Mal-suk and, embarrassed, accepts. Mal-suk then continues counting. 31, 32. Now Haemin walks down the street and, relieved, comments that whatever and serves her right. But then, the girl, crestfallen, thinks that Mal-suk probably already knows that everyone went home, but what if she was still looking for them? Haemin trembles with fear just imagining it. Then, Haemin, trembling, wonders what she would do if Mal-suk kept looking for them all night, and what she would do if she got lost. She then imagines the consequences of this. In her mind, simply comes our demon lord, sitting in a corner with a can asking for money. Haemin then despairs and wonders what would happen if she became homeless. Immediately afterward, she vehemently denies and states that this cannot happen. Haemin then runs desperately and says she needs to find her. 30 minutes later, Haemin, sweating cold, wonders, "Where am I?" Haemin, lost in a dark alley, comments that she never knew there was an alley like that in her neighborhood. Then she wonders where all the people are and if there's anyone there. Soon after, Haemin despairs and wonders what would happen if she got lost and if she actually became homeless. And to make matters worse, her cell phone battery is dead. Then she says she needs to find a police station. Suddenly, 2 angry dogs approach her. They start growling at her. Haemin, terrified, asks if they are hungry and says she's sorry, but she doesn't have any food. She states that she has nothing, really. Desperate, Haemin screams for someone to save her. Then, Haemin begs them to go away. But the dogs keep advancing. Then suddenly, a shadowy creature appears behind the dogs. Haemin and the dogs are startled, terrified by the creature. But, to her surprise, the dogs run away, scared. Immediately afterward, Haemin begs the creature not to hurt her. But then she opens her eyes and observes that monstrosity slowly walking towards her. Then Mal-suk appears from behind a pillar and says, "Found you." Haemin is startled and asks what Mal-suk is doing there. Mal-suk then pats her shoulder and says, "Now it's your turn." Haemin is speechless. Next, Mal-suk asks if she can go home now, because our demon lord says she's going to buy ice cream. Haemin then wonders if she has already found the other 2 boys. Then Haemin stares at Mal-suk and with teary eyes asks if she came to save her. Soon after, Haemin thanks and apologizes to Mal-suk because she didn't think Mal-suk would care about her. But, by all indications, Mal-suk wasn't worried. Haemin then hugs our demon lord and asks how she did that because the dogs ran away just by looking at her and says she was amazing. Next, Haemin asks if it was because of the horn tiara. She asks where she bought it because she wants one too. Mal-suk then says it's not a tiara, but her real horns. Haemin is dumbfounded by that and asks if it's serious. Immediately afterward, she gets even closer to Mal-suk to get a better look and says it's amazing. Mal-suk, having never received a single compliment in her life, asks, "Mal-suk's horns are amazing?" Then Haemin nods again. Next, Haemin asks why she has horns, if it's because she's a demon or something. Mal-suk confirms that yes, it's literally because she's a demon. Haemin then asks if she's the demon lord, because that's really cool. Right after, she remembers the dogs and concludes that's why they were so afraid of her. Next, Haemin promises not to tell anyone and that it will be their little secret. Then Haemin strokes Mal-suk and asks if she can come over to her house next time because she has a lot of pretty clothes and they could play dress-up. However, Mal-suk interrupts her and tells her to stop that while delivering another headbutt to the girl. My God. Poor child, her stomach must be all caved in from so many headbutts. Well, the girl is once again thrown away, but apparently this time, Mal-suk is worried about her classmate. Haemin cries out in pain, and going against expectations, Haemin still crying, says that Mal-suk is amazing. Then, Mal-suk says that she's going home now. Haemin begs Mal-suk to wait for her and apologizes to her again. Some time passes and Gyeonwoo calls Mal-suk for dinner. Inside her room, Gyeonwoo asks if anything happened to her on the way back. And well, our hero notices that she is somewhat subdued. At the same time, Behemoth, the sleepwalking elephant, complains saying that he's not a pet. Then, Gyeonwoo tells Mal-suk to wake up, it's dinner time, and soon after, comments that she found time to draw in her notebook. Then Gyeonwoo decides to see what she drew that day. And well, our hero is speechless when he observes Malsuk's drawing. Malsuk's drawing shows her holding a hamburger while happily pulling Gyeonwoo by the hand. Meanwhile, Haemin also appears being thrown away. Gyeonwoo is somewhat relieved. Then he praises Malsuk's drawing. The demon lord made a friend. Then some time passes, and Gyeonwoo is startled by a job offer. 900,000 won for just one night. Our hero reflects on the offer. He wonders what he should do, as things are tight that month. Accept or not accept the position, but the work is at night. Gyeonwoo is then startled by Malsuk, who is standing at the door. While she plays with Behemoth the elephant, Gyeonwoo thinks she'll probably ask to go along. He gulps and says he can't do anything about it. He then decides there's only one thing he can do. Suddenly, the doorbell rings. Arayam, holding a can of beer, says that, of course, one night shouldn't be a problem at all. Aryam says excitedly that she and Malsuk will have a lot of fun. She also offers all the mint chocolate chip ice cream Malsuk wants. Malsuk then observes her. Our demon lord, while her brother works, will spend the night at the neighbor's house. Then, some time passes, and at Aryam's house, Malsuk savors a mint chocolate chip ice cream. Malsuk says she loves mint chocolate chip ice cream. Meanwhile, Jihoon, sitting next to her on the couch, asks if Malsuk wants to play. But as always, Malsuk ignores him and says again that the ice cream is delicious. The poor boy, excited, says he can't believe she's at his house. He states that it's the perfect day to become friends. Arayam then asks if Malsuk is having fun and offers her orange juice. Malsuk accepts. Then, Arayam asks her adopted daughter, Teo, to bring them orange juice. Teo then, with a bottle of orange juice in her hand, says, "Here you go." Arayam applauds Teo as she runs to deliver it. Suddenly, Teo is startled to see Malsuk and asks what she, the demon lord, is doing there. Teo, embarrassed that her arch enemy is in her house, states that she didn't want to be wearing those clothes. Aryam then says she'll be at the table while Malsuk says that she's that robot. Meanwhile, Teo orders her to tell the truth and asks what Malsuk did to her, but she ignores her and says she wants her orange juice. Teo yells at Malsuk to forget the juice and orders her to answer her question. Jihoon then asks Malsuk if she wants to play video games. Malsuk then looks at Jihoon confusedly as she asks, "Video games?" The boy, excited, says yes, and then hands the controller to Malsuk. Jihoon asks Malsuk to look at the screen. He says the character on the right is her and asks Malsuk to press any button. Well, the game starts. Then, Malsuk presses a button and suddenly her character throws a right punch. Then Malsuk, surprised, says that she made the person inside the TV move and that the person on the TV is obeying Malsuk. Jihoon says he'll teach Malsuk how to play, but Teo interrupts him and says she'll play against her. But then the boy says he never said Teo could play and asks when she changed clothes. So Jihoon says the character on the left is Malsuk and the one on the right is Teo. Then the boy starts the countdown. Ready, set, go. Malsuk and Teo start playing. Jihoon is amazed by Teo's speed. The cyborg then states that it was too easy, bragging. She asks if that's all Malsuk has. Then she challenges Malsuk to the next round. So the game restarts and again, Malsuk is defeated by Teo. And once again, Malsuk is defeated by the cyborg, but this time with a laser beam special. Meanwhile, Malsuk is fixated on the game. Teo, in her mind, brags, asking what it's like to lose, Demon Lord? Then Teo, while energizing herself, says that this is what humanity is capable of. The cyborg states that the download of the professional player database is complete. Suddenly, Aryam screams, asking if she's dreaming. Aryam says that's impossible. Meanwhile, the boys watch, trying to understand what's happening to her. Then, Jihoon figures out what's going on and says it can't be, the Wangma coin is plummeting. Then, staggering, Aryam says she needs to go out for a moment and asks Jihoon to stay home and behave. The boy wonders if she'll be okay because whenever his mom gets like that, it's not good. Well, Teo, realizing that Malsuk has disappeared, wonders where she is. Jihoon and Teo then wonder who cracked the television screen. Malsuk, standing in front of the TV, breaks it and says she won this round. Meanwhile, Teo watches everything in shock, speechless. Malsuk then asks if Teo wants to play again, but Teo quickly refuses. Meanwhile, the boy cries, saying that the television is broken. However, Teo says it's okay, and that Miss Han has more money than they can imagine, and that she won't be mad about a broken TV. Jihoon says no. Then he, worried, says that she's not acting like herself today. Tae-oh then looks at him and asks why he's shaking. Ji-hoon then says that whenever his mom yells because of her cell phone, she becomes the scariest person in the world. And if she finds out that Mal-suk broke the TV, she might even kick them out of the building. Mal-suk, in shock, wonders if she and Gyeonwoo will be evicted. Suddenly, it starts to rain. Ji-hoon wonders why it's raining out of nowhere. Tae-oh freaks out and yells at Mal-suk to pull herself together, asking what she thinks she's doing. Meanwhile, Mal-suk, the demon lord, states that Gyeonwoo will blame her. The cyborg then tells Mal-suk to calm down and that she will do what she can to fix it. Ji-hoon, in shock, gulps. Then he tells Mal-suk not to worry and that he will tell his mom that he broke the television. Mal-suk then calms down and looks at him with a sparkle in her eyes. Tae-oh, indignant, asks if he's sure and, smiling, says it's okay. So she calls Mal-suk for the next round. Mal-suk agrees. Meanwhile, Ji-hoon, completely happy, thinks he was very cool at that moment. But after that, a pillow fight starts. Tae-oh, while hitting Mal-suk with a pillow, says it was an accident and apologizes for her pillow. Ji-hoon says it's okay and that he'll take the blame. Later, Mal-suk decides to make lunch for Gyeonwoo. But while cooking, the lunch along with the kitchen ends up burning, and Ji-hoon again says it's okay and that he'll take care of it. At snack time, Tae-oh scolds Mal-suk for making a mess on the couch, even though she was also making a mess. Ji-hoon says again that it's okay. Later, Ji-hoon and Tae-oh are astonished by the mess in the house and say that it's definitely not okay. Tae-oh then asks what Mal-suk did, while Ji-hoon states that she's responsible for that too. Then Ji-hoon gets a call. The boy answers nervously. Aram, on the other end of the line, asks if Ji-hoon is having fun and if he hasn't messed up the house. Then Aram says that she's feeling a little exhausted and that it's best if the house isn't messy when she gets home. She states that she'll be home in an hour. As Ji-hoon hangs up the phone, he calls Tae-oh and Mal-suk and says he thinks they'll all be kicked out. Tae-oh asks if Ji-hoon's mother said she would be back in an hour. She then states that if they hurry, maybe they can clean everything up. Okay? Maybe not. Tae-oh then thinks it would be too mean to put the blame on Ji-hoon. She wouldn't be able to live with herself as a robot. This will be a lot of work, says the robot. Suddenly she observes Mal-suk. The demon lord is pale. Tae-oh wonders what's wrong with her and says only God knows what Mal-suk will do if they don't clean up that mess. Then she says the only thing they can do now is try to clean as fast as they can. Ji-hoon agrees and says that if they try their best, maybe his mother will forgive them. Mal-suk lifts her head and says, okay. Ji-hoon starts picking up the trash from the floor. Mal-suk says she will clean the TV, but, well, I don't think you can clean a TV with a freaking car wash hose. Gyeonwoo shouts and tells Mal-suk not to do that because she will break the TV even more. Meanwhile, Tae-oh observes a painting and wonders what that is. Ji-hoon says his mother and he picked that up by the roadside. Tae-oh then asks, by the roadside? And well, some time passes, and Ji-hoon shouts, saying it's his mother's precious four-leaf clover. So it's trash? Says Tae-oh, while taking a lighter and burning the clover. The poor boy asks what she's doing. Suddenly, Mal-suk says she will clean that too. Ji-hoon yells at Mal-suk and tells her to wait. Incinerate, says Tae-oh. Ji-hoon yells, saying it's not trash. Then Tae-oh says they should be cleaning, but Mal-suk is making an even bigger mess. She asks the demon lord to do what she does. Mal-suk then states that she is cleaning. Meanwhile, the boy lies desolate on the floor. He states that the house is even dirtier. Then, Ji-hoon looks at the clock and says that his mother will arrive at 3 o'clock and that they only have 30 minutes left. Suddenly, Tae-oh quickly hits Ji-hoon's neck and tells him to go to sleep. Mal-suk asks if she killed him. Tae-oh says of course not, and asks what she thinks she is. He's just sleeping. Then, Tae-oh says that what they do now could affect the future if a common human sees it. Suddenly, she rolls up her sleeves. Tae-oh tells Mal-suk to use her demon lord powers, and at the same time, she will use her advanced scientific abilities from the future. Tae-oh says they should have a truce for now. She states that with both of them together, cleaning that place will be easy. A truce? Asks Mal-suk. Tae-oh watches Ji-hoon sleeping and says she feels a little bad for the little boy. Mal-suk observes him and then agrees. She states that she doesn't want to be kicked out. Tae-oh says Mal-suk doesn't care about Ji-hoon anyway. Then, Tae-oh takes a deep breath and says it's time to start. Suddenly, she energizes. Exterminator 28, activating database. Downloading all cleaning hacks from 2023. No. Downloading welding techniques, restoration and everything. Full area scan. Restoration possibility at 88%. That's not enough. Deactivate limiter. Restoration possibility 99.9%. Restoration possibility 150%. Then, an immense wave of smoke fills the place. Yes, the cyborg ended up burning everything. Teo coughs and exclaims, "Damn, what happened? Did I overdo it?" She then looks at the clock and shouts that there are only 15 minutes left. Desperate, she wonders what to do, because she spent most of her energy on that. Meanwhile, Mal-suk draws on the floor. Then, Teo yells at Mal-suk and asks what she's doing, ordering her to clean up quickly. Soon, our demon lord looks at her and says she's doing a summoning spell. Teo is surprised and shouts that it's a magic circle and asks what Mal-suk is trying to summon. Suddenly, the incredible behemoth appears in the room shouting for its lord. The elephant says she finally made her decision and that today is the day they will conquer the earth. Tremble with fear, barbarian humans. Teo wonders what that little thing is. Mal-suk then says that soon 666 demons will reveal themselves to that world. And then the little elephant exclaims that the almighty behemoth will return to its true form. Suddenly, a lightning bolt strikes the place. Then, Mal-suk's pet states that he is second in command of the demonic army, the Grand Behemoth. And well, to break his expectation, Behemoth, dressed as a maid, leading the various cleaning demons, states that this is his true form. Behemoth then asks what that is and why he is dressed like that. Teo then asks, "This is the Behemoth? This is impossible." Mal-suk says it's time to clean. The cyborg says she was scared for nothing and states that it's good to have many hands helping. Mal-suk then shouts and orders them to move. Teo and Mal-suk watch the demons cleaning. Suddenly, Teo screams because one of the demons ripped off the wallpaper. Then, 3 small demons burn the carpet while scrubbing. Teo screams again, desperate, asking why so much force when scrubbing and orders them to stop that. Suddenly, Teo yells at Mal-suk and tells her to do something with her horns. The house then trembles. Teo asks Mal-suk to be careful and that she doesn't need to clean that place if it's already clean. Then she says enough is enough and that she just needs to send them back. Right after, the boy Jihoon wakes up and wonders why he fell asleep. While rubbing his eyes, sleepy, he states that it was a good nap. Then, the boy hears something from the kitchen and asks, "Scrubbing?" Jihoon then observes the two cleaning the house and screams terrified, asking what happened to his house. Teo, sweating, stutters and apologizes, saying it's a long story. Mal-suk in the background looks away. Then Teo, Mal-suk and Jihoon look at the clock and exclaim that it's already 3 o'clock. Teo then screams and asks them to clean what they can. Suddenly, Arayam appears at the door and shouts asking what happened and why the broom is also broken. Arayam then says she doesn't know what happened, but at least they threw the trash away. Then, the doorbell rings. Meanwhile, Teo, Mal-suk and Jihoon tremble with fear. The doorbell rings again. Jihoon and Teo look at each other. The doorbell rings once more. Mal-suk, sweating, hides. And well, they left the sofa covering the door. Apprehensive, Teo, Mal-suk and Jihoon watch the door opening. Suddenly, the boxes holding the door fall to the ground. Then Arayam Han finally enters and says, "Hey kids, I'm back." But Jihoon. Arayam asks why the house is a mess. The blonde observes the torn wallpaper and the dirty floor, and then asks why everything is so messy. Suddenly the boy Jihoon starts walking towards her. He then kneels in front of his mother. Jihoon then begs his mother for forgiveness and says he can explain. Teo, surprised, asks if he just knelt, but right after, thinks that maybe that could work. She tells Mal-suk to do the same. Jihoon then says, the truth is that he was the only one who made that mess. Then Jihoon says he was so excited that Mal-suk went to his house that he overdid it. Teo then wonders, he will really take the blame alone. Jihoon then says that in fact, it wasn't only him who made the mess. She says that Minai was also part of it. Teo, upon hearing this, instantly freezes. She wonders why he's leaving the demon lord out of it. Meanwhile, Jihoon in his mind says that his mother might get angry with him and Minai, so she wouldn't yell or kick Mal-suk out. He says that if Mal-suk notices him because of that, then But suddenly Mal-suk says, no, Mal-suk did it. She then says that Jihoon didn't do anything, but our demon lord states that the robot also made a mess. Taeo then apologizes. Jihoon, sounding cold, asks what Mal-suk is thinking. She was so worried about being kicked out before? She then says that now his mother could really kick her out. Mal-suk, serene, states that good girls don't lie anyway. Taeo observes her speechless. Jihoon, upon hearing this, looks at her even more enchanted by her. Arayam then says she understands, that it was Mine and Mal-suk who did all that. Then Arayam looks at them. With a dark aura emanating, she exclaims, "It was you two!" Suddenly, her cell phone starts to vibrate. Surprised, she shouts and asks, "Can it be?" She then shouts, raising her head, and says she knew that would happen. The Wangma coin never disappoints her. Then she asks what Mal-suk wants for dinner and suggests they eat steak. Arayam shouts, saying she just had to wait. While our demon lord is completely dizzy from how much Arayam spun her around, she asks, "Mal-suk won't be expelled?" Then Arayam hugs Mal-suk and Taeo and says of course not, and asks why she would expel Mal-suk. She then asks to put Mal-suk on the ground. Jihoon and Taeo gratefully thank her, relieved. Meanwhile, Gyeonwoo in the hospital states that this is only for one night and he will receive all that money, so he says he will pay something very good for Mal-suk. But to Gyeonwoo's disappointment, every penny he earned in that clinical trial went to the repair of Arayam Han's house. And well, a long time passes, and Mal-suk reads a book called Run. The evil rabbit Toto is here. Exactly when the village rabbits were trembling with fear, the brave rabbit knight Toyong came to the rescue and defeated Toto. The rabbit village was safe and happy once again, and Toyong and all the other rabbits lived happily ever after. Oh, are you curious to know what happened to Toto? Well, because Toto did so many not-so-good things. He spent the rest of his days alone in a burrow with no friends to share his company. The end. It can't be. What a sad story, says Mal-suk. Behemoth, while sleeping, says, "My lord, world domination." Gyeonwoo asks, "Really?" Then he says he's going to work now and asks her to look at the time. Then Mal-suk suddenly says, "Wait, Gyeonwoo, Mal-suk wants to go with you." Gyeonwoo then yells, asking, "What? And why the hell would she go with him?" She then says she's bored. Our hero yells, saying it's for her to stay home and draw or something. But Mal-suk says she doesn't want to do any of that today. Gyeonwoo then says there's no way and that she absolutely cannot go with him. Our poor hero wonders who knows what she could do if she went with him. Gyeonwoo says that this time he won't give in. And well, some time passes, and Gyeonwoo, holding hands with his little sister, says that he is Gyeonwoo Kim to his superior contractor. The woman asks if Gyeonwoo is there for the part-time job and asks who that is. Our demon lord immediately answers that she is Mal-suk. Gyeonwoo apologizes and says she is his younger sister. The woman says she understands and asks him to go change. Gyeonwoo agrees and says it will be quick. While walking, Gyeonwoo tells Mal-suk to behave since she followed him there. Then Gyeonwoo bends down in front of Mal-suk and asks, "Mal-suk, are you listening to me?" Suddenly, our demon lord sits down and turns the page of the book. "Poor Toto," she says. Our hero wonders why she came there if she was just going to read, then thinks that as long as she doesn't cause trouble. And well, some time passes, and Mal-suk continues sitting reading her book. Suddenly, after a long time, she notices that her brother had disappeared. Mal-suk then asks, "Gyeonwoo?" Suddenly, Mal-suk gets a fright. A huge rabbit appears in front of her. She then yells at the rabbit, dropping her book on the floor. Mal-suk, sounding cold, looks around and asks where Gyeonwoo is. Then she observes the book with precisely the figure of the rabbit in front of her in it. Exactly when the village rabbits were trembling with fear, this part of the book said. Then Mal-suk stares at the rabbit and asks, "Toto." Toto stares at her. Then comes Gyeonwoo in her mind, telling her not to do anything. Mal-suk calls for Toto. Gyeonwoo then says that this won't end well. Then, people observe the rabbit handing out flyers and say he's adorable. Meanwhile, a little girl gets excited seeing the bunny and greets him. She then observes Mal-suk approaching. Mal-suk, furious, exclaims, "He's Toto!" Then Mal-suk approaches Toto and pulls his clothes. She tells him to reveal his identity and that she is asking politely. Mal-suk, impatient, orders him to answer. She asks again if he is Toto. The rabbit freezes and is speechless along with the little girl. Then, asking him to answer again, Mal Mal-suk headbutts the poor worker who was probably already in that hot outfit in the sun for about 5 hours straight. After being beaten up by Mal-suk, the rabbit raises a sign saying he is Toto. Mal-suk knew he was Toto. Mal-suk asks what he's doing there because she thought he was living in a burrow now. Actually, while Toto lived in a burrow alone, after being expelled from the village, he felt very lonely. So he decided to pack his bags and go to the Wangma neighborhood. Then, Mal-suk asks if he was working hard every day to pay the rent and buy food. Toto then says yes, while thinking to himself, Toto paying rent? Mal-suk then hugs him and says she understands, because the world is a cold and cruel place. Gyeonwoo, surprised, asks if she really accepted that. Our hero says she seems pretty excited about it, but if she finds out it's him inside, then Mal-suk, seeing a zipper on his back, asks what that is. Instantly, Gyeonwoo jumps back. Gyeonwoo, terrified, screams and wonders if she noticed. Mal-suk then asks what that thing is attached to his back and why it's on his body. Suddenly, Gyeonwoo, sweating, trembles. Mal-suk, with a frightening aura, asks, "You're not Toto?" Scared, Gyeonwoo raises a sign saying, "I am Toto." Mal-suk then says that's a scar from the knight's sword and asks if a piece of the sword is stuck to his skin. Mal-suk asks him if it's not a costume thing. Trembling with fear, Gyeonwoo raises another sign saying, "It still hurts," Zrania, and another one saying, "The heartless demon." Mal-suk then gets serious and says Toto needs a vaccine. Gyeonwoo takes a deep breath and thinks it worked. She believed. Then Mal-suk thinks that an injection isn't good. Our hero then says that if she finds out it's him and not just a costume, she could destroy the entire planet. Suddenly, Miss Ma appears and calls for Mal-suk. "That voice!" exclaims our hero. Mal-suk's teacher then asks what she's doing there, if she's alone, and where her brother is. "Miss Ma!" exclaims Mal-suk. Mal-suk says Gyeonwoo isn't there now and that she's having an argument with Toto. Miss Ma says he's very cute. Then Miss Ma asks if her brother isn't around again. Mal-suk then says she's busy and for her to go away. Meanwhile, Gyeonwoo, inside the rabbit suit, says she mustn't know anything. Soon, he crosses his arms, asking her to stop. "Oh no, please don't say anything, Miss Ma." The teacher then asks if she can take a picture with Toto. She then takes the picture. Gyeonwoo says that being in that rabbit costume isn't so bad. At the same time, Mal-suk tells her to stay away from her Toto now. Right after, Mal-suk headbutts her brother again. Meanwhile, Miss Ma says the picture came out good. Mal-suk, desperate, shouts for Toto, asking him to get up. "It was you who defeated me, you brat," yells Gyeonwoo. Then, suddenly Miss Ma calls our demon lord and says, "Oh, why didn't I think of this before?" Mal-suk, "You should have told me if you wanted to take a picture together." Miss Ma then, without further ado, grabs Mal-suk and takes a picture of the three of them together. Gyeonwoo starts to sweat cold. He then says that Mal-suk's horn is stuck in his costume. Gyeonwoo, desperate, says that if he can't unhook it, his head will come off. Mal-suk then starts to run. She then shouts, "Toto, come." Suddenly, Mal-suk sees him with his head turned upside down. Worried, Mal-suk asks if he's okay and how his neck is. Miss Ma says it's time for her to leave and that they'll see each other later. Gyeonwoo begs her to go away quickly. The teacher then says, "Bye." While Miss Ma goes up the stairs, Mal-suk says that next time she won't be so forgiving. Toto raises a sign saying he's fine. Then Gyeonwoo thinks that now that Miss Ma is gone, he just needs to deliver the rest of the flyers. He complains that he barely delivered any, then says he'll probably be late home again. Mal-suk asks if Toto can take a break if she delivers all those papers. Gyeonwoo, surprised, asks, "What?" Then Mal-suk, while carrying the box of flyers, scattering them disorderly, says she will help Toto. Gyeonwoo then yells, saying that he will have to pick up all these flyers if she drops them on the floor. Mal-suk then says, "Take Kitty and take Pigeon too." Gyeonwoo begs her to stop that. Mal-suk then asks if there are more. Tired, Gyeonwoo sits on the floor. Mal-suk asks if he wants help again. Gyeonwoo says no because he's dying inside and that's too problematic. He then wonders if he will be able to finish all that today. Mal-suk observes him. Then he gets excited and says no, that he won't do that. He needs to do his best. Gyeonwoo then says he will do anything for her to go home. Then some time passes. Mal-suk then decides she's going home, but she says Toto has to promise to tell Gyeonwoo. Gyeonwoo, surprised, wonders if she's really going home easily and that if he knew it would be so easy, he would have said something before. He even made up a story. Mal-suk then hugs Toto and says he did a great job today. Gyunwoo then wonders why she said that suddenly. He then exclaims that he should be happy that it ended without her finding out, and that he should hurry up and deliver the flyers so he can go home. Suddenly someone calls him. Two people tell him to check his zipper, and that his zipper is open. Gyunwoo then freezes. Then, our hero remembers the moment when Mal-suk said she did a great job today to Toto. Gyunwoo then wonders if she knew and still said that, and calls her an idiot. He says he can't understand if she's acting mature or childish. Mal-suk then says she's hungry. Meanwhile, a mysterious figure observes Mal-suk from afar and says that the little demon lord has been noticed. Despite the worry from the night before, a new day was beginning, and as he walked through the city, Gyunwoo called Mal-suk so they could head home. Now, side by side, he scratched his neck and wondered, still dwelling on the discovery of the notes, if nothing had happened at school. Mal-suk, unaware of his concern, simply said she had spent the whole day drawing. As they walked away, our hero remembered her homework, but before she could answer, someone was watching them from behind, and instantly, Mal-suk shrank, sensing the presence. Her gaze, however, wasn't one of fear. Turning to her brother, she calmly revealed that someone had been following her for a few days already, which left our hero shocked, wondering how it had gone unnoticed for so long. Worried, he asked Mal-suk to wait there, planning to confront the lunatic. However, in the blink of an eye, she had already vanished. Suddenly, her voice called his name, and to his amazement, Mal-suk appeared dragging the stalker by the leg as if it were nothing, while the man flailed on the ground, begging to be released and shouting about the phone he had dropped. At the same time, Gyunwoo ran toward them, scolding his little sister and asking who that man was, saying she couldn't just grab people like that. But on the ground, the phone screen revealed a photo of Mal-suk taken from afar, proving that he was in fact following her. At once, Gyunwoo's expression changed, and he questioned the man about who he was and demanded to know why he had a photo of his sister. Faced with this, our protagonist's fury intensified. Soon, he ordered Mal-suk not to let him go, saying he'd call the police. But the man, panicked, asked him to wait. He screamed indignantly, asking who Gyunwoo thought he was calling a stalker, and defended himself, claiming to be just a friendly neighbor. The man was Juntae Park, 29 years old, resident of apartment 202. It turns out Juntae was an aspiring webcomic artist, unemployed for 3 years. Since childhood, he dreamed of that career, and to fully dedicate himself, he had moved out of his parents' house 3 years ago. His parents supported him unconditionally, providing him with high-end equipment like an advanced drawing tablet and an ergonomic chair. Grateful for all the support, Juntae worked tirelessly day and night, hoping to repay his parents' trust. However, despite all his efforts, success never came, and frustrated, he threw himself on the bed, lamenting yet another rejection. The truth, however, was that he had surprisingly limited talent. Disbelieving after another rejection, he decided he might as well post his comics online, thinking that if at least one person liked them, it would be worth it. So, to the sound of the keyboard, he finished the upload, and full of hope, wondered how many comments his work would receive. 12 hours later, however, harsh reality struck. Juntae's comic hadn't received a single comment. But suddenly, the sound of a notification broke the silence, and his face lit up with hope as a comment had finally arrived. However, his joy was short-lived, and the long-awaited comment was just spam, an ad about an easy job promising to make him a millionaire. Disappointment hit him hard, and he slumped over his desk, utterly dejected. Then, a few days before the incident that would lead him to that situation, the lunatic faced a new challenge as the deadline for a contest was approaching with only a week left. He concluded he wouldn't finish in time and decided it was best to focus on next year's contest. Needing inspiration, he went out in search of a muse when, for the first time, he saw the peculiar figure of Mal-suk. His eyes widened at the sight of that perfection. It was there, in some random alley, that the inspiration he had long sought finally appeared. The horns protruding from her head were unique, a sight he never expected to find. And in his mind, the pieces clicked. a little girl, horns, a demon lord. Suddenly, a wave of creativity struck him like lightning. The idea of a little demon lord was the spark he needed, and that's how he got there. Gyeonwoo connected the dots and asked if that was why he had been following his sister for the past few days. Juntae, in turn, tried to justify himself, claiming it was all just research and that he was completely innocent. Our hero, however, wasn't convinced and placed his foot on him, firmly stating that this was most definitely considered stalking. Desperate, the poor guy begged to be allowed to observe his sister, swearing he wouldn't do anything weird. Juntae appealed to emotion, saying he was already 29 and that this might be his last chance, asking just once for help to achieve his dream. Desperate, he promised to do anything to continue, offering a month of rent, the contest prize, or whatever Gyeonwoo's sister wanted, but our hero immediately refused the offer, asking him to stop being a pain. Despite the refusal, Juntae insisted, swearing he'd do whatever they wanted, but Gyeonwoo reaffirmed that they didn't need anything from him and asked him to leave. However, a few moments later, Juntae appeared before them once again, carrying 2 huge bags stuffed with mint chocolate candies. He announced that he had brought all the candies she had asked for. Gyeonwoo, for his part, couldn't believe that his sister, the mighty demon lord, had given in to something so simple. With that, he said he would sit on a nearby bench and ask to be called when they were done. And Juntae, excited about the opportunity, told him to relax, while Mal-suk just thought about how delicious her candies were. Then, the lunatic crouched down and confirmed the name of our demon lord, who only nodded while enjoying a popsicle. He then began a barrage of questions, wanting to know about her hobbies, if her horns were actually a headband, and about her friends, encouraging her to tell him everything. With that, the interrogation continued with such a massive amount of words that I can't even recite them all here. An hour later, the torrent of words didn't stop, going from the weather to her favorite animal. And as he got lost in his own ramblings, Mal-suk's patience was visibly running out. Finally, fed up with all the chatter, Mal-suk silenced him with a single powerful blow, ordering him to shut up. The impact was so strong that the aspiring artist flew backward, falling awkwardly to the playground floor. However, instead of pain or anger, Juntae's reaction was pure euphoria. He quickly sat up and, eyes shining, frantically scribbled in his notebook, seeing it as a new and exciting reaction. He now had the foundation for his character, a little demon lord who was spirited, reckless, and hot-headed. As he exclaimed how helpful this was, our demon lord just watched him, completely baffled by the situation. Then, when she showed him one of her drawings, he found the concept of a demon lord artist fascinating and jotted down another idea. Next, he watched her bend a metal railing effortlessly, and once again, he noted the display of strength in his notebook. His research continued as she skillfully climbed to the top of a play structure, which he found very interesting. In the background, however, Gyeonwoo panicked, yelling for her to come down. Shortly after, Mal-suk revealed a completely different side. She built an impressive and detailed sand castle, and upon observing it, admitted to herself that she liked her creation. With that, Juntae clapped, praising her enthusiastically. That unexpected talent for art added a new layer to his character, that of a demon lord who, besides being powerful, had a deep appreciation for sculpture. Mal-suk, for her part, looked visibly embarrassed, as she wasn't used to that kind of praise. Normally, her actions would have earned her at least 5 scoldings, so Juntae's responses completely took her by surprise. And as a result of that strange dynamic, a vein of irritation pulsed on her forehead, and a rebellious impulse, inherent to her demonic nature, awakened within her. Driven by that impulse, she delivered a powerful punch, destroying the sandcastle she had just built, which made the lunatic question why she would destroy her own creation. However, even in the face of destruction, he saw it as yet another fascinating behavior and promptly noted it in his notebook. As he wondered what to ask next, the weather began to change drastically. Suddenly, Mal-suk tore her backpack and covered her face with it, and with that abrupt movement, all her school supplies scattered across the ground. Juntae, perplexed, asked asked why she had put the backpack on her head, but amid her fallen belongings and the now ruined castle, Mal-suk just ordered him not to look at her anymore. At once, she ran off. The madman, in turn, ran after her, asking where she was going. Suddenly, she stopped abruptly. With a dark aura, she then revealed that he had angered her and that since she knew he lived on the second floor, she would have her revenge. Then she dashed off again, leaving the artist behind, who, impressed by her speed, thought he should note that down too. Her quick steps echoed through the street and climbed the building stairs at an impressive speed. Then she broke down the door to his apartment, invading the place. Already inside, she removed the backpack from her head. Standing in the middle of the studio, she inspected the place, and on tiptoe, she approached her target, ready to execute her revenge. But suddenly, something caught her attention. Meanwhile, Gyeonwoo and the aspiring artist were desperate, running through the street and calling for her. Our hero already feared what she was about to do upon hearing her talk about revenge. At the same moment, the sky darkened, and lightning struck through the night. Confused, Juntae looked at the severe weather alert on his phone, wondering if it was a false alarm. Meanwhile, Gyeonwoo, panicked, screamed for Mal-suk, knowing this was her doing. Our demon lord's fury wasn't limited to the local weather, and soon, breaking news interrupted the programming, with an anchor announcing an unexplained magnitude 3.9 quake and a tsunami warning for the South Sea. Juntae remained unaware of all this, but our hero, sweating cold, could only think of how much trouble he was in. He despaired, wondering how he would calm her down this time. When they arrived, they found the door of apartment 202 on the floor. Juntae, perplexed, wondered who could have done that, thinking it was the wind. But Gyeonwoo, knowing the truth, simply apologized. Carefully, the two peeked inside, calling for Mal-suk. Our protagonist's mind was filled with dread at imagining what she was planning. He was terribly certain that she would use any means necessary for her revenge, but he still didn't understand exactly what she intended to do there. With that, Gyeonwoo tried to intervene, reminding her that you can't break into other people's homes, while Juntae, panicking, asked her not to use his computer. But Mal-suk's mind was focused on a single target, a scumbag named Roland, and with a scream of fury, she punched the table, cracking the wood. Our demon lord declared she would never forgive him. With that, Gyeonwoo was confused, wondering who Roland was. Then Juntae revealed the scoundrel's identity, explaining that Roland was the warrior in the demon story he was drawing. Our hero couldn't believe it, and connecting the dots, he realized the whole world was in chaos simply because Mal-suk had gotten upset reading a comic, and he wondered if she had felt some kind of emotional connection with the demon lord in the story. But it was Juntae who seemed most affected. The poor guy soon burst into tears upon realizing someone had actually liked his comic. For the first time, someone had been moved by his work. Meanwhile, the chaos outside continued. The news now announced an unprecedented windstorm in Korea. The TV warned everyone to stay home for safety, but out on the streets, people and objects were being blown away by the wind. Meanwhile, Juntae kept crying, saying he would never forget that day. With that, our hero, in total panic, realized that if this didn't stop, they were all going to die. He quickly tried to calm her down, reminding her it was just a comic and begging her to do something about the weather outside. She, on the other hand, didn't seem to understand, and Gyeonwoo once again asked her to calm down. However, her confusion quickly turned back into fury, and she screamed that she didn't care if it was just a story. She was still very angry. As her rage echoed, Juntae, still in tears, thanked her. Seeing the bizarre scene, with Mal-suk sliding on the chair with a backpack on her head, our hero suggested it would be better to leave, determined to get out of that apartment as soon as possible. But before he could leave, she stopped and turned to the artist, asking if he really was the author of the story. Juntae, with contagious excitement, confirmed and said he had drawn it inspired by her, and that the little little demon lord was the main character. With that, Mal-suk finally calmed down. Then, she asked him what would happen next in the story. However, Juntae took the opportunity to explain that he planned to submit the comic to a contest. But with only 2 days left, he needed more inspiration from her to continue the work. And faced with that, Mal-suk simply ordered him to sit down. Soon, she ordered him to hurry up and finish the story, because in her view, adults shouldn't be lazy. Juntae tried to justify himself, saying he couldn't think of anything, but the demon lord didn't accept excuses and said that if he didn't know what to do, she would tell him. Start by killing the warrior. Meanwhile, outside, chaos continued with a rain of frogs. Seeing the situation spiraling out of control, Gyeonwoo, terrified, just begged his little sister to calm down. A few weeks after that chaotic day, peace seemed to have returned. Under a clear sky, Gyeonwoo asked Mal-suk if she had everything she needed. She, in turn, proudly displayed her drawing notebook and crayons, confirming she was ready. Our hero, however, sighed, because that wasn't quite what he meant. Suddenly, Juntae came running toward them, breaking the morning calm, making our poor hero groan. Panting, the artist reminded them about the comic she had helped him with, and with barely contained joy, announced that his work had been chosen. He then shouted euphoric that his comic had won a prize in the contest. Gyeonwoo was shocked and asked how he had managed to finish in time, since there were only a few days left. Meanwhile, Mal-suk just yawned, bored. Juntae, for his part, celebrated that he would finally debut as an artist. However, he admitted he was having some trouble with the story's continuation, and notebook in hand, asked Mal-suk if she could help him once again. But to the artist's surprise, her answer was a simple and direct no. The rejection sent the lunatic into a panic, asking why, lost without knowing what to do, while she simply replied that she didn't want to. Gyeonwoo then tried to end the conversation, saying they needed to go to school and congratulating Juntae on his debut, but the artist kept begging, saying he couldn't think of anything for the continuation. His plea echoed as they walked away, but Mal-suk ignored him and just called for Gyeonwoo to leave. A few days passed, and the routine returned to normal. Already at school, a voice asked for everyone's attention. It was teacher Jaeon, who enthusiastically announced that that day they would be doing a secret friend draw. One student, confused, asked what that was, and the teacher promptly explained the game. She detailed that first, everyone would draw a classmate's name and, during the following week, should write letters and do good deeds for their chosen person, keeping everything secret. To start, she asked everyone to write their names on the slips of paper that had been distributed. Next to her, Haemin was excited, imagining how cool it would be if they drew each other's names, and urged Mal-suk to write her name, but the demon lord ignored her, focused only on another one of her masterpieces. Then the teacher approached Mal-suk, holding the box and asking her to place her paper inside. Though reluctantly, she obeyed, letting the small paper fall into the box. With all the names collected, Jaeon excitedly announced the start of the draw. In line, the students waited eagerly for their turn. Haemin was already daydreaming, wondering what to buy for Mal-suk, pondering what a demon lord would like to receive. Meanwhile, the boy Ji-hoon beside her hoped he'd draw her name, seeing it as the perfect opportunity to become best friends. Taeo, on the other hand, looked at it all with surprise, not expecting they still did that kind of game. However, her cyborg mind quickly calculated the risks, and she concluded that the world's safety would be in danger if the demon lord ended up with a mediocre secret friend. So, with the determination of someone carrying humanity's fate on her shoulders, she decided she had to draw her no matter what. Finally, it was Mal-suk's turn. The teacher, excited, wondered who she would draw. Showing no emotion, our demon lord approached the box and reached her hand inside and pulled out her slip. With all names drawn, the teacher then announced it was time for everyone to see who they had picked. Immediately, a mix of anxiety and curiosity took over the room, and one by one, the students looked at their papers. Haemin, Ji-hoon, and even the determined Taeo all focused on the tiny piece of paper in their hands. Mal-suk, in turn, unfolded hers slowly. And upon reading the name written there, her previously indifferent expression changed slightly. Meanwhile, the teacher reminded everyone that if anyone had drawn their own name, they should let her know. As no one said anything, she then added another element to the game. Jaeon explained that they would use a list of tasks, and the person who completed the most missions for their secret friend would win a 5,001 gift card. As the class murmured excitedly, Mal-suk, who until then seemed uninterested, suddenly widened her eyes. The mention of a gift card got her attention. Later that night, Gyeonwoo returned home, lamenting once again his lack of luck with lottery tickets, and arrived announcing that he had brought fried chicken. However, he was soon met with an unusual scene. His sister was kneeling on the floor, completely focused on a piece of paper, while the little elephant behemoth cheered her on fervently. Confused, he asked what she was doing. With a dark aura, the little elephant then revealed that his lord was orchestrating her secret friend plan, and warned humans to prepare, for this was the beginning of world conquest. Our hero, still confused, asked if it was a school activity, which Mal-suk confirmed, declaring with full conviction that she was going to win first place. Surprised, our hero thought he'd never seen her so focused on a school activity before. She then explained that the winner would receive a gift card, and pointing to the lottery ticket in her brother's hand, revealed her plan to use the prize to buy more tickets and get rich. With surprisingly innocent logic, she continued, saying that if she got rich, Gyeonwoo wouldn't need to work anymore and could finally play with her. For a moment, he considered the plan, but quickly remembered one crucial detail: children couldn't buy lottery tickets. Curious, our hero then asked who her secret friend was, but she only hesitated, so she replied that she couldn't tell. He tried to insist, saying it wasn't a big deal, but Mal-suk stood firm, saying she needed to keep the secret. And right in the middle of the conversation, Behemoth interrupted, excitedly exclaiming about the plan to conquer the world with lottery tickets. With that, our hero looked at her task list, wondering if Mal-suk would manage to do it all. However, he soon let go of the concerns and invited everyone to eat. But while eating, Gyeonwoo couldn't stop wondering who had drawn Mal-suk's name in the lottery. On the other side of the city, Taeo walked down the school hallway, lamenting not having drawn the demon lord's name, and in her hands, the paper revealed her secret friend's name, Piljae. Her concern, however, wasn't about her own secret friend, but Mal-suk's. She imagined the worst because she knew that if the person who drew her name upset her, all of humanity would be in danger. Trying to stay calm, Taeo decided the best thing to do was to observe the demon lord's behavior. Then, when she opened the classroom door, she came across a completely unexpected scene. Her mind, trained for secret missions, quickly processed the information. She knew the essence of a secret friend was to remain hidden, and that the best way to conceal identity was obvious. It was treating everyone with the same kindness. But to everyone's surprise, every desk in the classroom now had an identical letter. Taeo, upon picking hers up, couldn't believe what she saw and immediately activated her handwriting scanner. The analysis left no doubt. The Gothic Demon Lord style was a 100% match. In disbelief, she wondered if Mal-suk had done all that just to hide who she had drawn. And upon opening the letter, she came across a bizarre drawing, a one-way ticket to the hellish dreamland. Taeo was surprised by her choice of writing, while Mal-suk on the other side of the room pretended to be surprised to find her letter. But Taeo wasn't fooled, knowing anyone could tell who the author was. The result of that kindness was complete chaos. One of the students screamed that he had received a cursed letter and would tell the teacher everything. Thus, the first task on the list was complete. But those letters were just the beginning. The next day during PE class, everyone gathered in the schoolyard, and the second phase of Mal-suk's plan went into action. Her first victim was Haemin. She approached the girl subtly and excitedly. The girl asked what it was, wondering if she was her secret friend. But with unsettling calmness, Mal-suk opened her hands, revealing her gift, a worm. The reaction was pure terror, and the girl ran off screaming, with the little demon lord chasing her relentlessly. Seeing that her first attempt at gifting had failed, she stopped and, worm still in hand, offered the treat to her other classmates. Panic spread, and with everyone fleeing from her, the first task on the list, give a gift, was complete. The next day, a classmate tripped, and Mal-suk immediately began applauding, leaving him confused, thus completing the applaud a good job task. Soon after, she stared at a student with such an intimidating look that it made him laugh nervously, completing the make them laugh item. Shortly after, the other tasks, like help them or tidy their desk, followed the same pattern, and thus, one by one, all the other missions on the list were completed. Finally, the day came to announce the winner of Secret Friend Week, and even at the last moment, Mal-suk completed one more task, praising a classmate by saying their nose looked like a baboon's. Meanwhile, Teo was still wondering who her secret friend could be. Teacher Jaeon then entered the room and asked for everyone's attention. She explained that each student would share how many missions they had completed and then exchange gifts. Curious, Heyman asked Mal-suk what kind of gift she had bought. And to begin, the teacher called the first student, Cheol-soo, who announced he had completed 5 missions. With that, the class applauded their classmate for the good work. Next, the teacher asked who would go next, but soon she announced it was Mal-suk's turn. With everyone's attention on her, Teo thought the Demon Lord's moment had finally arrived. With dramatic silence, Mal-suk announced she had completed the impressive number of 628 secret friend missions, leaving everyone in the room, including the teacher, completely shocked. She then displayed her task list, completely filled out, detailing her actions: 182 compliments, 46 gifts, 172 greetings, and 63 letters. With a quick motion, she pulled something from her pocket and revealed her gift for her secret friend, a brand new sketchbook. Impressed, the teacher praised her effort and asked her to finally reveal who her secret friend was. Mal-suk then held her notebook and the slip of paper with the drawn name, and looking at the class, she prepared to announce it. Meanwhile, Jihoon watched her with a mix of hope and anxiety. Heyman did the same, and Teo maintained her serious expression, waiting for the revelation. Then, the moment of truth arrived, and she finally declared that she didn't know who her secret friend was. With that, the whole class was in shock, and when they looked at the paper in her hand, they saw it was blank. Teo couldn't believe it, and she finally understood that Mal-suk had done all of that for everyone in the class simply because she didn't know who her secret friend was. Ignoring everyone's reactions, Mal-suk announced that she had made 22 drawings and would hand them out later. The teacher, still perplexed, asked again if anyone had drawn Mal-suk's name. However, an awkward silence hung over the room. The teacher then reached another conclusion and asked if someone hadn't written their name on the paper, but Mal-suk, in her innocence, answered that she hadn't written it because she didn't know she was supposed to. And well, that left the entire class stunned once again. At that moment, Teo connected the missing pieces and in a panic realized the truth, and concluded that if Mal-suk had turned in a blank paper and no one had drawn her name, it could only mean one thing: she had drawn herself. After the teacher patiently explained the whole situation, Mal-suk slowly processed the information. The realization hit her like an anvil, and the disappointment was visible on her face as the drawing she had made with such effort slipped from her hands. Standing before the teacher, she could only think she had failed, and that the secret friend mission had been a complete disaster. The cyborg, sensing imminent danger, panicked, knowing she needed to act fast to calm the Demon Lord before something terrible happened, but it was too late. Outside, rain began to fall, a clear reflection of Mal-suk's sadness and frustration. Shaken, the little Demon Lord looked at the floor, saying she could no longer buy lottery tickets for Gyeonwoo. And so, Secret Friend Week ended with a devastating result. Mal-suk Kim, with 0 completed missions, finished last in the class. Shortly after, while the storm continued outside, Gyeonwoo arrived home, announcing he had brought mint chocolate candies. However, he was met with deep silence, and when he looked inside, he saw only the little elephant behemoth, curled up and dejected in a corner. Our hero wondered what was wrong with him. Checking his phone, our hero read a message from Teacher Jaeon, explaining the secret friend situation and apologizing for what had happened. With that, he understood the reason for the storm and began preparing for the worst. He quickly remembered a time when she had locked herself in her room for 2 days. Determined to cheer her up, he entered the room with a forced smile, asking asking what his adorable little sister was doing. To his surprise, she answered with unexpected calm, saying she was just drawing. With that, Gyeonwoo looked at her, confused, as she didn't seem upset at all. Still, he cautiously approached and asked if she was okay, but she simply said she was hungry, and he, relieved, suggested they go eat dinner. Even so, a doubt lingered, as he still wasn't sure if she was really okay. As he watched her focused on her drawings, our hero called her. Kneeling beside her, he apologized for what had happened at school and patted her head, and with a tear rolling down her face, she just nodded. Gyeonwoo then smiled, relieved to see her opening up, and to cheer her up even more, suggested they eat broccoli curry. That night, the rain kept falling, and parents across the city found Mal-suk's drawings in their children's backpacks. Confused, they asked them about the drawings showing the destruction of the world, wondering why they would draw something like that, but the children didn't know how to answer. Faced with a drawing that depicted the whole class, including Mal-suk, amidst flames and chaos, one of her classmates admitted it had been a gift from a friend in the class. A few days after the secret friend incident, teacher Jaeon still felt guilty. At her desk, she tormented herself, wondering how she could have made such a careless mistake. She blamed herself for not predicting that Mal-suk would hand in a blank paper and for not checking everything more carefully. Determined not to let something like that happen again, she decided she needed to get to know her student better. However, her efforts were in vain, because each day, Mal-suk seemed to distance herself more and more, silently wishing to be left alone. The teacher, frustrated, questioned her role as an educator, but soon decided to calm down and go home to clear her head. However, as she opened the classroom door, already thinking about how hungry she was, the teacher came across an unexpected figure. Standing in the hallway was Mal-suk herself. Before the little demon lord, an awkward silence settled between them. Suddenly, Mal-suk ran and slammed the door, making the teacher run after her. Soon after, already beside the girl, Jaeon asked why she hadn't gone home yet, since it was past 5:30. But the girl only replied that she didn't know. The teacher, awkwardly, asked if Mal-suk wanted to tell her something, but she quickly said no. It was then that the teacher realized she had been there since the end of class. Worried, she then touched on a sensitive subject, asking about her brother, and Mal-suk replied awkwardly that he wasn't there. Suddenly, despair took over her, and she screamed, repeating her answer again.